Audio test. We should be live. We're skipping the intro. We're skipping the intro. Test, test, 1, 2, 3. Audio test. We should be live. Is. All right. Let me know when you guys can see this so we can jump right into the coverage here. We're live on YouTube, an emergency live stream here. We've been pulled out of standby mode as the weather intensity score is 147 because we have not one but two observed tornado warnings right now. We just had a live shot of a tornado on the ground north and west of Omaha not too long ago. That tornado has since lifted, but we've got this other storm just to the south of Omaha that we are tracking right now as it goes towards Murdoch, Manly, and Murray. All right, so right here, storm chaser Ryan Scholl, we should probably have him up on one of our feeds here, maybe put him in one. He's up here north of Alvo and to the southwest of Murdoch. We'll have him up right here in a second. He's on this storm where there is currently a tornado warning for Cass County in Nebraska. This is what that looks like right now as the storm is coming together, okay? So let me check out some stuff here, and we will get this show on the road. Hold on, I gotta load something up real quick. Oh boy. Daggone it. Kidding me? All right. Or is this working? Okay. All right. It's working. My bad. All right. So if you're just now tuning in, we do have a tornado warning right now in Cass County, Nebraska. And this is a live view from Ryan Scholl out there in Cass County, Nebraska right now. Give me just a second, y'all, in Relay VC. I'm going to share the actual live feed here so you guys can see it. There we go. All right, we should be good to go now. So yeah, we've got an observed tornado warning. So I want to dive into the mesoscale here where we could have a potential tornado coming together between Alvo and Murdoch in Nebraska right now. Let me go over to our maps. And I'll try to show you where this is. So what we're pointing at right here is some rotation south and west of Omaha, specifically near the town of Alvo, moving towards Weeping Water. All right. So this is coming over towards Wabash, currently near Bluff Road between Lawley Livestock and Gardens, Grace, and Boutique. That's what we're looking at here. And there it is. There's a tornado on the ground. There's a tornado on the ground with that. Come on, Ryan, point us back to, well, obviously he's got to get away from that. But tornado on the ground right now. That was just a few miles to the east of Alvo. So we're going to keep Ryan Scholl in one. Tanner, holler at me if he gets that tornado back in the view there. But this right here is what we're looking at. This is the rotation that Ryan's on right here, just to the east of Alvo. Tornado on the ground right now, moving towards Weeping Water. Did you guys see that? And it's going to continue to move off to the east, essentially, towards Manly and Weeping Water. This is in Cass County, Nebraska. Tornado on the ground right now. There is also a tornado warning for the areas just north of Omaha, Nebraska. Okay, we've got storm chasers up here as well, but it is just a little bit. That storm was producing a tornado earlier. It is not doing so at this current moment. So the one up here moving towards Underwood, we do need you to get to shelter in Underwood and McClelland, but that is not the storm that you see in the feed above my head there from Ryan Scholl's stream. So I just want to be very clear about what we're looking at here. 2 tornado warnings. One of them is north of Omaha. One of them is south and west of Omaha. The one south and west of Omaha is the one that Ryan's on there. So Murdoch and Manley, we need you to get to shelter. And then we're going to continue to track this, as this is likely going to produce a decent-sized tornado, because the one just to the north of this just got done producing a decent-sized tornado. Thankfully, it didn't look like it hit too much, but it's continuing to move off to the north and east towards McClellan and Underwood. Interstate 80 there between Neola and Omaha is a very dangerous place. Hopefully we don't have anybody out there on the roads.
Has been issued.
But that is, we definitely need to make sure people are getting into shelter here between McClellan and Underwood out here in, once again, this is right along the border of Iowa and Nebraska. We also have a destructive severe thunderstorm warning for this storm. Over here coming towards Plattsmouth. This is for baseball-sized hail and potentially up to 60-mile-per-hour winds. And this is coming up right towards Plattsmouth right now. Okay, so we've got the tornado portion of the storm down here coming towards Manley and Murray, and then the big hail core here is coming towards Plattsmouth. So we haven't seen another shot directly head on of that tornado from Ryan again. But as soon as we get that, we will show you. But it does look like there's a tornado on the ground, as this is a observed tornado warning for Cass County, Nebraska, right here in the Alvo and Murdoch area. Look, you can see the swirl so clearly on radar here. You can see that big hook there. Warm, moist air is coming in like this. The rain-cooled air from the storm is filtering in down here. The rear flank downdraft is mixing with that inflow and producing a large rotating mesocyclone right there. And that's where our tornado's trying to come together, or is currently coming together out here near the Dominator. So there you see, that's Reed Timmer and the Dominator there in front of Ryan Shull. The goal of that thing, right, is to be inside of a tornado. I believe that's the Dominator. Is that the Dominator or the TIB? That's the Dominator, right? So they are trying to position themselves to literally get inside of the tornado. So we're obviously pretty close here. Might be too close. Ryan Shull is not in a Dominator. He might be a little bit too close. But yeah, this is what's going on out there right now with our tornado warning, which is currently in effect for Cass County in Nebraska. Now, we also just got a new tornado warning for Harrison and Potawatomi counties.
We're on the backside of that tornado warning storm that just went to the north side of Omaha. We actually have debris falling out of the sky on top of us with the sun shining now. Just letting you know.
All right, Bryce Shelton has got an amazing view of debris coming out of the sky with the sun out with that storm that just went by in Omaha. So once again, we got a tornado warning up here north and east of Omaha now, Harrison and Potawatomi and Shelby counties in Iowa. This is a dangerous storm. We did have a tornado on the ground with this one not too long ago. We no longer believe that we have a tornado on the ground with this specific storm. However, tennis ball size hail is a big deal, right? So we've got to be getting a shelter out here between McClellan, Underwood, and Hancock. And also, because this storm, we know it has produced a tornado, we have to assume that it's going to produce another one here soon, right? So we might be able to see some of that hail through some of these traffic cameras here up in the hail core. So we'll try to look at that. But yeah, Ryan Shull's just going back and forth here underneath that mesocyclone, just trying to give us another shot of the tornado as it comes together. We're seeing a lot of dust blow around. We're seeing a lot of really interesting stuff, but I haven't seen another condensed funnel. We're going to go ahead and assume that it's still on the ground, though, as that more southern tornado warning moves closer to Manley and Weeping Water down here in Cass County, Nebraska, okay? So once again, observed tornado warning continues to here for 33 minutes down there near, in Cass County, Nebraska. And then that destructive severe thunderstorm is going to continue for the next 32 minutes as well. Baseball-sized hail. It's not something that you want to mess around with, that's for sure. Were you expecting to go live today? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We were in standby mode, which is something that we do every day that there's, a decent chance for some storms. And the weather intensity score has to exceed 120 before we go live on standby mode day. And it rarely ever does that. So the fact that we've got 2 observed tornado warnings here is the reason why we're live right now. It triggered the alarms. It's like a fire station here. The lights start flashing. We're sliding down firemen's poles. We're running. We're slapping, lights on and sitting down, and we were able to be live very quickly once the threshold was met. But yeah. Yes. Yep. So here's a live view from Adam Lucio, who is out there in Fremont, Nebraska, giving us a view of this destructive storm that is continuing to come up to the north and east. So we are going to watch these storms as they go around Omaha. It looks like these storms, for the most part, are going to miss downtown Omaha, but just to the north of Omaha and just to the south, we have massive storms causing significant damage. So we've got a lot of people in the path here, specifically between Bellevue, Plattsmouth, and then up there towards Oakland and Avoca in Iowa. Okay. So we've got a very, big storm on our hands here. And it's broad daylight out there, and you can see the constant flashing from this supercell that's up here near Fremont right now. Wow. This one might try to produce a new tornado soon. Notice how we've got a decent hook again here on this storm near Chautauqua and McClelland. And that's exactly what Adam Lucio is pointing us towards right now. So this might try to produce another big tornado here between Chautauqua and McClelland as it goes off to the north and east. Let me get in the, I'm not in stream text, y'all. Let me get in there. I'm just now looking at stream text. Okay. All right. So if you're just now tuning in, we did not plan on going live today, but we are doing an emergency live stream here for some tornadoes that have popped up around Omaha, Nebraska. Now that we're live, we're committed, right? We're staying here until we feel like we don't need to be here anymore. And who knows when that'll be. But we've got the ability to track these things as they go towards Des Moines. All right. So Des Moines, you guys are in the line of fire for potential severe weather tonight. And we're going to be here for you as the storms approach you. So we'll at least be here until the storms get to Des Moines. But man, this one right here really looks like it wants to produce another tornado. So McClelland, I really hope that everybody in McClelland is taking shelter. If you know anybody in McClelland, let them know what's up. Be like, hey, it's looking like the real deal. Hold on, let me fix this. This is gonna bug the crap out of me. Daggone it. Daggone it. Good enough, y'all. It's YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Live production. That's best I can do for now. That's the enhanced risk area today, though. If the thing that I was just playing around with there, if you're in the orange, you're where we're talking about tonight. If you're in the yellow, we might get to you at some point. I'll tell you one place that we are not talking about today at all, and that's Clarksville, Tennessee. These storms are nowhere near Clarksville, Tennessee. I know we've got the town tuning in, but we're good. We're good in Clarksville, Tennessee. All right, so I do have good news. I have great news For anybody who's just now tuning in, we now have 2 radar indicated tornado warnings. We no longer have any observed tornado warnings. Right as soon as we went live, we had 2 tornadoes down. Those have lifted. But here's what we have to consider. All right? Here's what we have to consider. These storms are going to continue for quite some time, and they are going to stay discrete. So they are going to have the ability to produce several tornadoes tonight. So we don't want to let our guard down. They're cyclical. They're cycling, right? So we have got to keep a very close eye on these as they continue to move east. And once again, we're going to be here for you at least until these get by Des Moines. And yeah, the closer they get to Des Moines as well, like the less significant the tornado threat gets. So the tornado threat is kind of maximized right here around Omaha. The farther east these go, the more we're going to be concerned about hail and damaging winds. But at the same time, we can't rule out a tornado even as far east as over there towards Des Moines. So this is a good time to remind y'all, if you know anybody that lives out here, please give them a ring. Be like, hey, check this out. We've got a tornado watch. We've got an enhanced risk of severe weather. We've got this guy on YouTube hooting and hollering about this is, this might be, these might be some big storms. So pay attention. Lots of people up here in Nebraska and Iowa have been under lots of tornado warnings and watches before, and they're probably pretty accustomed to maybe not paying attention to all of them. You know what I mean? That's what we're trying to get rid of, that mindset here. Here's a look at the tornado watch, by the way. A couple tornadoes possible. Scattered hail up to apple size likely. Scattered wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour possible. Let's stand up here, bulls. Cody Jones says Omaha has a dome over it that protects us from severe weather. You know what? Right now, it kind of looks like that. These storms literally split right over Omaha. Gonna miss you by a mile. But, hey, now hold on. This storm right here that's forming on the west side of Omaha right now actually doesn't look too bad. How many Omahonians? Wait, what do you guys call yourself? How many Omaha people do we have in here? Do we have a lot of Omahanians? That's the real thing? Do we have a lot of people from Omaha here? I know it's been a while. It's been a while since we've been here together. Welcome back. We've been talking a lot about Tennessee and Mississippi here recently. It's your turn. It's your time of year now. So we'll be hanging out some for the rest of spring, I believe. Omaha homies. I like that. Well, if you're just now tuning in, we have a pretty serious situation developing around Omaha, where we have a couple of tornado warnings. We had a tornado on the ground just to the north of Omaha. That is no longer on the ground. However, the storm that produced that tornado continues to move east into Iowa, and it is currently producing baseball-size hail as it comes through Underwood and it heads towards Hancock and Oakland. Now, on the southwest side of Omaha, we have another tornado-warned storm that also was just recently producing a tornado. It is no longer doing that. However, it continues to produce lemon-size hail as it moves towards Menard, Murray, and the Iowa border near Plattsmouth. This is a destructive severe thunderstorm, once again, capable of producing lemon-sized hail, and that's happening north and south of Omaha. But in downtown Omaha, you're not even under a severe thunderstorm warning right now. However, I believe that you might be. Like, this storm right here is coming together decently, and this might actually be a significant storm for downtown Omaha. So we're keeping an eye on this. Everybody in Omaha, stay tuned. If you end up under a severe thunderstorm warning, we will be the first one to let you know, or maybe even a tornado warning. There's a little bit of rotation with that one. It's not crazy, but it's something that we will certainly keep an eye on for you. All right. Yeah, so these storms are pretty wild. Even like not specifically talking about the tornado aspect, just the size of them and the amount of hail that we're seeing, that, that's pretty impressive. So here's what the base of that storm looks like. This is the southern storm. So this is the one near Weeping Water. And man, I mean, that's so close to producing a tornado. It's not even funny. You might as well go ahead and call that a tornado. If that rotating mesocyclone crosses over your street, you're definitely going to take on damage. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we really need you in your safe spot in Manly and Murray. If you're in the town of Murray, this is the storm that's coming for you right now. Man, did I get taller? I feel like I'm not fitting in the camera thing. But yeah, this is a live look from Cass County, Nebraska. Golly, look at that. That's on the ground, isn't it? Dang, y'all. This looks like, if this ends up persisting, that could be a big tornado. That could be a big tornado. It looks like the beginning stages of a large tornado here. So once again, if you are directly in the path of this right now, if you are in the town of Murray, and that's in Nebraska, this is Cass County, Nebraska. This is a live look at the tornado forming here at the base of this supercell. Now, hopefully this thing falls apart, because once again, that's that looks like the beginning stages of what could be a big tornado. So yeah, we're going to keep an eye on this. We're going to keep that above my head. But I also want to show you some of these other storm chasers we're looking at. Freddie McKinney is up there in Pottawatomie County in Iowa. Adam Lucio is in McClelland, Iowa, giving us a view of the more northerly storm. But Ryan Scholl's he's the one that's actually on that one farther to the south that's very close to producing a tornado right now. And that's on this storm down here. Those other storm chasers, they were on this one up here, closer to Oakland.
New information.
Okay, so we did get an upgrade on our tornado warning, it looks like. And that's for this one. So they did upgrade this now to an observed tornado warning, likely from what we just saw there through Ryan's feed. So we're back in the camp of believing that we do have a tornado on the ground here, and it's going to be moving over towards Murray. So once again, nothing really has changed here other than now the National Weather Service is on board. Weather spotters have confirmed a tornado. Get to shelter now in Murray. The good news is it's quite rural out here between Manly and Murray. Let me take a look and see what we got out here. That rotation that we were just looking at, what we're looking at on this camera above us, is right over 132nd Street, which is south of Waverly Road. The closest landmark that this is near is called Red Line Concealed. All right. It is actually getting pretty close to the Nolte Farms Airport. Okay, so if you know where the Nolte Farms Airport is, that's about where the tornado is forming right now. And it's going to continue to move east towards the Omaha skydiving area and the KO Roofing and Storm Repair shop. Would you look at that? KO Roofing Storm Repair is in the direct path of this storm that's trying to produce a tornado. So let's come back over here full with Ryan. It does look like it's not as healthy of a storm as it was when we first flipped over here, but it's still rotating and it's still somewhat making contact with the ground. You see there's some dust getting kicked up there right underneath where you see that rising motion with some of the lower clouds. So this is still a storm that's very much trying to produce a tornado. Wow. But yeah, once it gets past KO roofing repair, that's when it gets into the Beaver Lake area, and there's a ton of houses over here. So hopefully this thing spins out before it gets over there. So this is about where that tornado is right here. And this is over here near Beaver Lake. So we really don't want this to continue to be on the ground as it gets over there. But everybody around Beaver Lake should be sheltered right now. If you're just now tuning in, we've got a weather spotters confirmed tornado on the ground in Cass County, Nebraska, near Weeping Water, specifically closer to the town of Manley, moving towards Murray in Nebraska. You're going to want to take shelter. This is one of the weirdest looking tornadoes. I mean, you can see on the ground there, you can see it, but it's like coming out of the supercell sideways, kind of. You know what I'm saying? Man, if that condenses down to the ground, that's going to be a really incredible look. Thankfully, it's not hitting anything right now. So we're going to keep on this live shot here from Ryan because, man, I'll tell you something. We don't have a lot to talk about other than this. We've got 2 tornado warnings. The other one a little bit farther to the north isn't producing a tornado right now. We've got eyes on it. This is what it looks like via Adam Lucio. This is what it looks like via Freddie McKinney. So we're kind of paying closer attention to this one here from Ryan. And then we've got the other tornado warning. The only other storm that's on the board right now is this one that's about to come into Omaha. And I know we've got some Omahans, some people from Omaha in here. And you guys should know that we probably will get some hail and some wind on the north side of town, specifically around DeBolt and Carter Lake and Briggs and Clara here soon. But so far, the National Weather Service hasn't even issued a severe thunderstorm warning for this portion of it yet. So it's this is the weaker of the 3 storms that's actually going to go through Omaha here. To the south, though, man, this storm down here is such a monster. I mean, this is huge. Plattsmouth, you guys are about to have an hour of one of the most intense storms that you've had in a while. And it's just going to be heavy rain and large hail for like an entire hour, maybe an hour of lime-sized hail. I don't know what in the heck that's going to be like, but you're going to want to be indoors for that, that's for sure. Yes, we did have a live view of the Dominator there for a moment. Let me see if I can pull up some audio here.
It's a little...
Oh man, that sounds terrible. Ryan doesn't have great service right now.
The punch of the RFD.
All right, guys, put Adam in 1, and I'm going to put Ryan over here while I work on something real quick.
Oh my gosh, it's on CGs. We're going to have to puncture the RFD here.
All right, y'all, give me just a second. We're going to watch Ryan like this for a second. And give me just 1 second. Just now tuned in, this is a live look
east here. God, there's
from Ryan
literally
Scholl.
Dust at like almost every inch of my car. I haven't seen this much dust in a while. I just don't want the wind to kick off my Starlink is my only thing.
What? Wait, the outlook is so bad?
I mean, I'm literally gonna have to clean off every little inch of my car. That's how bad it is. It is bad.
Oh, okay. My bad.
It's still an observed tornado warning for some reason.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it anymore either.
We're heading east.
Give me just a second, y'all. I'm working on something in the background. If you're just now tuning in, we've got a couple tornado warnings. I'm going to go through the
Hopefully we don't
whole
have to deal with the corn
shebang here in
stalks
just a second.
flying around. We're gonna. Whoa! Big time CG strikes now.
A new PDS severe thunderstorm warning has
All right, we're
been
getting
issued.
some considerable severe thunderstorm warnings.
Okay, there's a Casey's up the road we can go to. There's gonna be a Casey's up the road before we cross the river. Omaha's gonna be safe for the night. Now, you still have a storm, but you should be okay.
All right, I'll tell you what I was working on. I had to fix something with a guest
Spitting out CG
that will be
strikes like
appearing on the
crazy.
stream here at some point. But we should be good now. So yeah, that's Ryan Scholl. We can put him back in one. Actually, at this point, probably Adam stays in one. If you're just now tuning in, we are covering a situation where we've got some tornado warnings right now. This is still an observed tornado warning here in Cass County, Nebraska, even though we're not observing it. We're not seeing a tornado down, but we've now seen this storm produce 2 tornadoes now. So if we're in the town of Murray, we've got to take shelter. We got to take this seriously. We also have another tornado warning up here. And this one starting to look interesting once again. But radar indicated rotation, baseball size hail just moved out of McClelland, now working over towards Hancock and Oakland. This is a very powerful storm moving up towards Oakland. Please take shelter over here. Also in York Center, you guys are probably getting in on that baseball size hail right now. That's the storm that's eventually going to be moving up into the the Des Moines area out of Omaha. And yeah, for the most part, I think you're going to be fine tonight in Omaha, but the big part of your storm is actually coming through right now. I'm still surprised you don't have a severe thunderstorm warning yet. Do you think there will be an EF5 in May? Who knows? If there's ever a time for an EF5, May would be the time for it, I guess. This is likely going to continue to be an active severe weather season, especially as we get into May. But I mean, literally nobody knows that. You know what I mean? No point in speculating on it. The Omaha dome. Hey, listen, Omaha, you guys don't have much of a dome. This is a decent storm that's forming up here. I personally think that it deserves a severe thunderstorm warning. I would bet if Andy was on the Y'all Watch module, he would probably issue a Y'all Watch for Omaha just for severe thunderstorm impacts. So I'm just saying, it's not that much of a dome. Now, hey, the 2 bigger storms definitely are missing Omaha. But this one up here north and east of Omaha now, the one that's getting closer to Oakland, man, it looks more and more impressive every second. Baseball size hail in there and a potential tornado coming together. This is a live look at that. You're starting to see the lowering, starting to see a little bit more rotation there as well. Live look from Adam Lucio. How many people do we have watching from Des Moines right now? We're going to be keeping an eye on these storms as they approach you. Ryan, is this going to weaken as it heads towards Des Moines? Yes. However, I still think there's a good chance that Des Moines gets in on some big hail, maybe even a tornado warning or two. So we're going to stick with these as they go over your way. At this point, we're not really forecasting, we're nowcasting. So that's why we're live. Whenever it seems like the information that we did in the morning video is no longer relevant and we need to get new information out to people, that's when we go live. And that's what's happened here. We had a very, actually pretty relatively low chance of tornadoes today, but everything kind of aligned just right. And we actually had a couple tornadoes touch down. So we was like, hey, let's go live, let these people know. We currently, at this moment, don't have any tornadoes down, but we have some very powerful storms. Honestly, stronger storms than what I was expecting around Omaha, just in terms of the wind speeds and the hail size. Baseball size hail, once again, coming up towards Hancock, Iowa. We got to let people know about that, right? And then we've got the lime size hail moving through Plattsmouth right now over towards Malvern. So, yeah, big time destructive storms going on out there around Omaha. The one that's going through Omaha, apparently below severe limits, but I would say that if you live in the northern part of Omaha, this probably feels like a severe thunderstorm to you. It is baseball season, that's right. And in several ways. Yeah, it is hard to get an official EF5. Like that is something that is very rare, and it's getting harder and harder to get them because the way that they rate them and all that kind of stuff. And also the quality of the homes that are built. So like new homes that are built in this day and age, honestly, aren't that great. You know what I mean? Especially ones like your more common houses that are built to, whatever the lowest standards are. It's not hard to destroy them, just to be honest with you. So when the engineers go and survey the damage, they have to take note of that. It's like, yeah, it destroyed this house, but also it was just standing on top of some concrete. You know what I'm saying? So like they can't rate that an EF5. It's a very flawed system. It's a very flawed system how we rate tornadoes. And we do have a new tornado warning for Pottawatomie County, Iowa. They've just extended it out now to include Carson and Griswold. And this is what's coming for you. So this is a live look at that from Council Bluffs, Iowa, as the storm moves closer, once again, to Oakland and Hancock.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Oh, and it looks like they've upgraded it. They've upgraded the southern one again. So, yeah. Oh, okay. All right. So they just upgraded this tornado warning farther to the south. So this is now the third time that we've had an observed tornado with this. I don't see it through Ryan Scholl's view. But this is apparently now a law enforcement confirmed tornado down here. That's the one that Ryan's on. So we're gonna keep an eye on him. Yeah, we're now assuming that this tornado is on the ground again. This is what that report looks like. There was a tornado impacting a residence back here north of Weeping Water. So, I don't necessarily see the tornado down, but like let's assume that it is down. The National Weather Service has access to some different information than us. So if you're in Murray or now Bartlett, Tabor, or Randolph, you need to be taking shelter out here in portions of Iowa and Nebraska. So this is Cass County, Nebraska, Fremont County, Iowa, and Mills County, Iowa now under an observed tornado warning. We've got a law enforcement tornado here, and we're about to see from Ryan's point of view, the base of that storm. But man, we can really see the base of the more northern storm from Adam's point of view. And man, I mean, this one just keeps looking better too. So what we're looking at here is the storm that is currently near Taylor and York Center. And it's moving more towards Oakland. Okay, so if you're in Oakland right now, we got to have you taking shelter. You got baseball size hail potentially, and of course a tornado trying to develop here as it comes towards you. You're under a tornado warning for the next hour. Some other places that are included in this tornado warning here that we should really call out include the Riverside Community Elementary School. We've got Oakland Manor, the nursing home, that's in the path here. Also, the Oakland Fire and Rescue Department in the direct path of the rotation as it comes together. Yeah, Sheriff NATO. Man, the one that Adam's on here really looks interesting. So here's something else that we've got to consider. It wasn't really a factor today because we had tornadoes coming out of these storms before the low-level jet kicked up, but now the sun's setting, and we are going to see a pretty dramatic increase in that low-level jet here in a moment. So we might see one last real quick uptick in the intensity of these storms, and we'll probably see a couple more tornadoes before these things become mostly wind and hail producers. So if we're in Griswold, Malvern, Tabor, over towards Shenandoah, we should definitely continue to watch out and not disregard these storms as they move off to the east. I'm hearing reports that Connor Croft has a really good view of the storm. Hello? Did it work? Am I live? We're back? Are we back? Stream text. Can we confirm? Okay. Oh, yeah. So we don't have to start a new stream? Okay. Sweet. Guys, I don't know. I don't know what happened there. I'm to be honest with you, I'm blaming it on Y'allbot. Y'allbot's been running wild. We put it on all of our computers. It's probably, self-spread itself through the entire network, and it's sabotaging us now. I don't know. But we're back. That's what matters. And we didn't have to start a new stream. We didn't have to send out another notification, which is a beautiful thing. But yeah, we lost everything here. Everything went down for a moment. So we're back now. We're good to go. And we still got tornado warnings on the board, man. We've got a couple of tornado warnings. So just in case you are, just in case you missed it, we've got a tornado warning currently for Fremont County, Iowa, Mills County, Iowa, and Cass County, Nebraska. And we've got a tornado warning up here for Pottawatomie County in Iowa. So this is coming up towards Oakland here as it goes towards Griswold and Lewis. So those are our two tornado warnings. Omaha, the worst of the weather is past you now. Okay, it's past you. So we're good. We're good. in Omaha. Now, our main focus is going to be places like Atlantic, Iowa, Red Oak, Clarinda, Creston, Bedford, and Greenfield. And of course, we're going to continue to monitor these storms as they approach Des Moines as well. Let's put Storm Runner Media in one back room. Give me a real quick. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we're back. We're back. I'll be honest with y'all. I don't know. I don't know what happened there, but I think it was your all's internet. Actually, I think it was you guys. You just needed to refresh. It's no big deal. No big deal. I'll let it slide. Oh, did you guys lose the screen and relay? Okay, I'll fix that. I'll fix it. If I can remember how. Got it. Okay, so we should be back we should be back now. So we're going to get back into the coverage here. We're just tracking these tornado warnings. By the way, when we last spoke, we had an observed tornado warning. Now we don't. Now we're mostly concerned about the hail threat with these supercells right now, but the tornado threat is still there. So if we're in Tabor, Iowa, we need to be in our safe spot. Man, what an incredible view, though, from Storm Runner Media out there near Pacific Junction right now. Thanks for sticking with us. Yeah, thanks for sticking with us during the little hiccup with your connection there. Once again, I'm going to let it slide. Looks like we've got a new considerable severe thunderstorm warning, and man, it is quite considerable. And by the way, this is what Storm Runner Media is driving through right now. A considerable severe thunderstorm warning for Cass County, Iowa. We're talking about 60 mile per hour winds, tornado possible, 1.75 inch hail coming into Atlantic and Anita, Lewis, Cumberland, and Massena. All right, so that's what we're talking about here as this storm moves off to the east, getting closer and closer to Des Moines. So yeah, we've got a ton of traffic cameras all the way down I-80 here. We'll be able to track this all the way up to Des Moines. And then it looks like these storm chasers are going to track it all the way over there too. Ryan, are you in the storm area? No, it's sunny here, man. It's sunny here. That's why I know it was you all that lost the connection. Weather intensity score is currently at 118. When we started the stream, it was at 150. So we currently don't have any tornadoes on the ground, but we do have a couple of tornado warnings, and we're just going to continue to relay that information because, man, these are nasty storms. So I want to be clear, like, these storms are a lot bigger than most of the storms that we've covered recently. Now, we've just got done covering a slew of tornado outbreaks, right? These storms are of a different breed. Like, these are big, isolated supercells, and the big problem that you're going to have if you get hit by them is honestly the giant hail. And then, of course, we have a continued tornado threat as well. But the thing, we don't have as much of coverage. It's not, it's not covering a giant area. We're not talking about multiple states across 1,000 miles. We're talking about a very specific area here that's about to get slammed by very large supercell thunderstorms. Red Oak, you guys are in line here probably about an hour and a half from now. Get ready for that potentially golf ball size hail coming in as the storm moves over towards you. Chloe says, it was us in Clarksville. It was us in Clarksville. I don't reckon. They caused the glitch because they were jealous. Dang, son, this is a live view from Oakland, right at the base of the storm there, from Bryce Shelton's point of view. I tell you what, this is going to be a fascinating, just to watch these storms evolve down I-80. I'm telling you what, if you've ever wanted to see a nasty storm, stay tuned. These things, as we get into the evening, especially as the sun sets, we're going to see probably some of the most prolific lightning that we've seen on stream here for a while. And that storm is the one that's up here coming up towards Atlantic, Iowa right now. So we do have another cycle coming together here on this storm that just passed Oakland. It does look like a rotation is increasing here. And, if this tries to put down another tornado, which it looks like it's about to try to do that, it could be a big one. So now all of our focus is kind of on this area right here between Oakland and Lewis in Iowa. This looks like it could be a big tornado producing storm. So let's get ready all the way out there towards Lewis. Lewis, you are not under a tornado warning right now, but you're about to be. And like we might actually have to think about the very real possibility of a tornado coming together here. So right now, no observed tornado warning or anything like that, but you can just tell by looking at this that we're going to have some problems out of that. So stay tuned here. We're going to let you know as soon as every time a new piece of information comes in, we'll keep you updated. What in the world's going on down here in Council Bluffs? Are these guys just sheltering from the hail? Not a good idea, by the way. If you haven't heard us talk about that, it's never a good idea to park under an overpass during a tornado warning or even a severe thunderstorm warning. Yeah, the storms are that strong. It's making it look that dark. Kelly Green, thank you for that. I appreciate that. Once again, we did not plan on going live today. So this is kind of a last minute emergency live stream because these storms are, honestly, they're looking a lot more intense than what we expected they would whenever we, looked at it this morning. And man, this one's coming together too, man. The one to the south. Go ahead and put Bryce Shelton in 1, y'all. Dang. Yeah, so this right here is another one that we got to let people know downstream. And we just talked about this, right? We just talked about how, these storms were producing tornadoes earlier today in broad daylight. We're talking about 3 hours ago. Now the sun's going down and we're getting that increased low-level jet, which is usually what we are waiting for to get the tornadoes in the first place. The fact that we already know that the tornadoes can happen without that, and we're about to get that rapid increase in those lower-level winds might increase wind shear enough to actually produce some significant tornadoes out of these. So this is a pretty unfortunate situation for the folks down here in Tabor and Randolph. You see this big hook? This is likely about to produce a big tornado here. So hopefully everybody is getting the message. Also, this thing is producing very large hail. You see this glitch? You see that? That is a 3-body scattered spike. And without getting too technical on you, what that means is we've got gorilla hail in this thing. This thing is producing monster hail. So we've got to get prepared for at the very least, golf ball size hail over here between Malvern and Imogene. That's what's on the warning there. Possibly up to lime size hail between Malvern and Red Oak and Coburg. And we're just waiting to see what they do with this tornado warning. They might actually extend this tornado warning all the way out to Imogene. Maybe even Shenandoah, but that might be a little bit too far north. But man, you can tell that the storm's getting stronger just by looking at the lightning uptick there from Bryce's stream. You can also see it quite clearly in Storm Runner Media's stream. Both of these storms are increasing in intensity right now. So we've got very large hail coming out of this thing and potentially another tornado here soon. Remember, this is the one that's to the south and east of Omaha, but we're also continuing to track another supercell up here to the north and east of Omaha that also looks like it's coming together quite well here, I guess you could say. This one's between Oakland and Griswold, so we really need to be prepared over here near Lewis. I'm just waiting. I would expect that we're going to get new tornado warning polygons here soon. What do we got going on here? That's it. This is a live look right now from Storm Runner Media in Crescent, Iowa. Backroom, can you give me like, where is Storm Runner Media on your side? Can you do a view on map? So he's on the southern storm. Okay. All right. So this is a live look from the southern storm. The one that we were just talking about here from Storm Runner Media. This is right near Thurman. So Storm Runner Media has given us a view of this storm from north of Sydney, looking up towards Tabor and Thurman. And once again, this is a live look right now of what appears to be a tornado here going across Highway 275. And there it is. There's the observed tornado warning from the National Weather Service. So once again, this is exactly what we expected to happen based off of the radar presentation. And now we can see it in real life. We've got a big tornado here on the ground producing damage as it goes towards Shenandoah. So here is the official warning. Put him in one, put Storm Runner Media in one. Here's the official warning from the National Weather Service. Fremont, Mills, Montgomery, and Page counties in Iowa. You're now under observed tornado warning with lime-size hail. Let's go back to Storm Runner full. And let's get you some mesoscale information, because this is the real deal, y'all. This is a huge tornado capable of doing very significant damage here. And I want to make sure we give you some mesoscale information to go off of. What you're looking at right now is a big tornado on the ground just to the east of Thurman, Iowa, moving towards the town of Randolph and Anderson. The specific area where the tornado is right now is it just crossed over 275. Let me go back here. It just crossed over 275 near the Penny Cemetery. And it is now moving off to the east towards places like the Oh man, East Nishibanta River. If you live out here, you know what I'm talking about. I probably had a slight mispronunciation there, but the East Nishibanta River. So if you know where Gregory Feedlots is, if you know where that big feedlot is that you pass by on 120th Street between Tabor and Randolph, you know exactly where the tornado is. Here's a full screen view of it. Man, that's a big one. Storm Runner Media, once again, is on Highway 275, giving us a view of this as he points his camera up towards Tabor. He's near Anderson and Sidney, and he's pointing his camera up towards Tabor right now. And this is a live look at the tornado doing damage as it continues to move off towards Randolph. Randolph, this is a small town, but if you're in the town of Randolph, you've got to run, not walk to shelter. This is coming in to, if this comes into the town of Randolph, it'll come in on, imagine you're on Highway 184, you cross the river, and then you go in over there on the side where the Farrell House Museum is. Okay, that's the direction the tornado is coming from. It would enter town on the side where Farrell House Museum is. It would exit town on the side where Jim Hawk Truck Trailers is. Everything in between is in the path. Okay, so get to shelter. You want to put as many walls between you and the outside world as possible, and you want to obviously protect yourself from flying debris. A mobile home is not a great place to be here. It does look like we've got, I don't see a mobile home park in Randolph, but still, everybody that needs to be getting into the lowest, most interior room, preferably a basement or an underground shelter. And if you can, slap a helmet on while you take shelter. This is the kind of storm that could certainly cause very significant damage. We're talking about the roof getting ripped off. We're talking about the walls caving in and stuff like that. You have to protect your head. Wear a helmet, grab pillows, blankets, whatever you can. Protect yourself from flying debris. Now, we're obviously concerned about Randolph, but we're talking about minutes. If this comes into the areas near Randolph, we're talking about minutes here. We have a little while longer, maybe up to 30 minutes in places like Essex, Shenandoah, and Coburg. So Coburg, Essex, and Shenandoah, you guys have got to take shelter now. Jared, Tanner, yes. So take shelter immediately. And here's a live view from Matthew Capucci from My Radar. My Radar. If you guys know the app My Radar, Matthew Capucci works with My Radar, and this is a live view from him. You can see some of the large hail that's coming down here in Mills County. So he's also got a view of the tornado, but he just had to turn away from it. But man, this is some large hail coming down there. Go ahead and put Storm Runner Media in 2, and we'll watch them both at the same time here. So Storm Runner Media and Matthew Capucci both are on this storm, and they are providing us a live view of what we just had a live view of the tornado as it crossed over Highway 275 towards Imogene. So once again, Imogene, you got to take shelter. Hopefully everybody in the town of Randolph and Anderson is already in shelter. But man, look at the hail. Huge hail coming down with this too, and that's not just going to be Randolph. That's not just going to be Anderson. We're going to see hail this size, potentially even larger, up there closer to places like Clark, Strahan, Climax, maybe all the way up there towards Hawthorne as well. Man, Matthew or Storm Runner one of these guys is about to lose their windshield. I'm surprised it's still intact. That is some monster hail right there. And once again, if you remember, we were looking, put Capucci in 1. We were looking at these little spikes coming out of the storm here. Back room, come on, let's put a Storm Runner in 1. Sorry. You see these little spikes coming out of the storm here. Those are called 3-body scatter spikes, indicating very large hail. Very large hail. And you only get that, especially 2 of them like that, whenever we have, like I'm talking about monstrous hail, and he just lost his windshield. It's gone. It's cracked at least. I don't know what I would do in that situation. You don't want the windshield to actually cave in and then have to sit there while baseballs are flying down at you at 80 miles per hour. So, my goodness, hope Storm Runner and Capucci stay safe. Hopefully they've got eye protection. You know what I'm saying? Capucci's windshield is gone too. And once again, Matthew Capucci is with My Radar, the radar app. So this is some monster hail that's falling with this tornado warned storm that's coming over towards Imogene. So I want to make sure everybody knows what we're talking about here. If you're in the town of Randolph, you should have been in your safe spot 20 minutes ago. It's almost too late, okay? You got to run, not walk to shelter. We've got a big tornado still on the ground around the Randolph area. Right after that, it's coming for the town of Imogene. All right, so you got to take shelter in Imogene. We also want you in your safe spots in Anderson and Shenandoah, but especially in Essex and Coburg. You guys are in the direct path of this as well. The tornado could be coming right towards you. My goodness, man, that's some crazy hail. I wonder what that sounds like.
Into the big stuff. I don't really know what to do then. Okay. Oh.
Here's some audio from Storm Runner Media stream.
It's a larger tornado off the east of the main circulation now.
And by the way, this thing is still producing a tornado. We've got a larger tornado coming together north of Anderson now.
Where are they at?
They're east of us. They didn't get caught up.
I know, but I'm saying if they're east of us, where is this? Where's the position of Randolph? So we can get ahead of this downpour. Because see, look, you hear them? They're absolutely like softballs in here. Here, can I see that for a second?
And let's put Brandon Kopic in 3.
Guys, where are you in relation to Randolph on this east-west road? Because we are absolutely getting demolished, and we don't want to get, hit by something blind. But if we stay here in the hail corridor,
all right. So if you're just now tuning in, we're listening in on the chaser feed here, but I've got to get back to radar analysis because this is a pretty serious situation where we've got an observed tornado here between Randolph and Anderson. We just saw the tornado on the ground. Hopefully that didn't impact the town of Randolph, but now we've got a new circulation here between Randolph and Anderson where a larger tornado might be trying to come together right now as it moves towards Imogene, Shenandoah, and Essex, okay? So that's what's going on there. We've got an observed tornado warning for Fremont, Mills, Montgomery, and Page counties. We also have another tornado warning currently. It is not observed, but I do want to update you on this because I know we've got a lot of viewers up here. Lewis, Griswold, and Cumberland in Iowa. You guys are under a tornado warning. You're going to want to take shelter. This one is not producing a tornado as far as we know right now, but it could soon. So for the next 43 minutes, stay sheltered. Definitely our more concerning and immediately life-threatening storm is the one down here coming towards Shenandoah and Essex in Iowa.
I got to cross up ahead of me. It also don't help in a place where I put something like up now. Yeah, sorry, I was just talking to Daniel a minute ago, trying to figure out these roads here. Which way did you end up going on that, Scott?
And here's another view of this from Brandon Kopp. And the reason I wanted to look at this is because he's got a very large lowering. And I'm trying to see if it's actually on the ground. Because we through Storm Runner Media's feed, we saw it. Okay, so somebody holler at me if we get a better view of that from Brandon. For whatever reason, we're not able to get it in our system. But if you're just now tuning in, we've got an incredible storm coming into the greater Imogene area. We've had a tornadic circulation around Anderson and Randolph here, and it continues to be. We're going to continue to assume it's on the ground, even though we don't have a current live shot of it. So hopefully everybody, once again, is in their safe spot all the way over there towards Shenandoah, Imogene, Essex, and Coburg in Iowa. This is an incredibly dangerous storm. And tornado continues to be on the ground, in my opinion, just from looking at this. So if you're in Summit, even, you're going to want to run, not walk, to your safe spot. Yeah, we definitely watched Storm Runner and Capucci there just about lose their windshields. It looks like they're still on, hanging by a thread, and thankfully they got out of the hail for the most part. Yeah, so this is what that tornado looked like just a few moments ago. This was live on the channel here from Storm Runner Media, but apparently Corey Gherkin also had it. So this is likely a very large tornado here. Once again, somewhere between Randolph and Anderson, moving towards Imogene. Hopefully we did a good job of getting everybody into their safe spots out there in the greater Randolph area. I believe we had a pretty good early heads up on it. We need to be watching Freddie McKinney back there as well, as he's getting pretty close. This is a huge, huge circulation here. Honestly, this is a, I mean, this is probably warranted. I'm surprised that they don't have a higher level warning on it. Maybe a PDS warning or something like that. But once again, we've just got to assume that this major wedge tornado is still on the ground here as it goes towards Imogene, Summit, and Solomon. And the good news here is that it's not moving incredibly fast, so we've had a lot of time to hoot and holler about these town names. So hopefully everybody is aware of what's happening here. And if you're just now tuning in, what's happening here is we've got a tornado warning for Fremont, Mills, Montgomery, and Page counties in Iowa. We've got we just had a video of a tornado on the ground. Now we've got this crazy velocity signature. We do believe there's still a tornado on the ground, and it could be coming right for you in Essex and Shenandoah. Flying debris is going to be dangerous to those caught without shelter, and you don't want to be in a mobile home for this. Also, we've got baseball size hail in here. We just saw that, but probably close to softball size hail at times with the storm that part is also going to hit Essex. So we need everybody in this part of Iowa to be getting to their safe spot. The Pioneer County Park Campground is in the path. Okay. Also, the Wabash Trace Nature Trail is in the path. We've also got the Essex Junior and Logan schools in there, and the Garden View Nursing Home. The Garden View Care Nursing Home is in the path here. So everybody needs to be taking shelter here. Once again, we've just got to assume right now that we've got a big tornado down. And I'm getting reports that actually the sirens are not working in Imogene. which is a really unfortunate situation. If we've got a big tornado coming into the town of Imogene here, there's a chance that some people might not know because the sirens are not working. So if you know anybody in Imogene, you got to call them and let them know that we've got a tornado warning. And we just had a visual on this. We just saw the thing. We can't at this very moment, but we just saw a huge tornado near Imogene, and that could be trying to come into the town here at some point. We're going to hope that it slides just to the south, but we don't want to put too much. We don't want to, run off of hope here. So one of the things that we've got to really hope for is that these velocities don't tighten on the next scan. I mean, this is just a really intense looking storm. The one thing that we've got going for us right now is that the couplet is somewhat broad. But if these velocities get closer together, if we start to see the very high reds and the very high level greens become more closer together right here in the middle, then this is going to be a huge tornado, if it's not already. I'm starting to hear some confirmed reports of houses damaged on that tornado back near Randolph. And we're hearing that debris is all over Highway 275. I'm honestly shocked. Like these storms are way stronger than I thought they would be tonight. Also now getting a confirmation that this is still on the ground from the fire department southwest of Imogene. So the fire department southwest of Imogene is saying that the tornado is still on the ground. Also, I believe there are some storm chasers that still have a visual of this on the ground.
Thing, big time mezzo from the backside. Are you?
So this is what it looks like. This is what it looks like from Corey's Gherkin's point of view. Once again, for some reason, we're not able to get it in our system here, but I can show it to you this way. So this is that storm, Corey Gherkin out there near Sidney, Iowa, showing us that massive mesocyclone. This is the big velocity couplet that we're seeing on radar in real life. And oh my goodness, that's incredible.
This tornado
also,
warning
it looks
has been
like we do have the tornado there, potentially right there in the middle. So once again, we're just going to assume that this is down. And of course, now we have the PDS tornado warning. So the National Weather Service has issued a PDS tornado warning for Fremont, Mills, Montgomery, and Page counties in Iowa. Once again, a PDS tornado warning means that we have a particularly dangerous situation. Tornado warning with baseball-size hail now and a very large damaging tornado coming right into the greater Summit and Imogene area. This tornado is large enough. I mean, it could be larger than the town of Imogene. Imogene and Summit are both very small towns, right? So we don't want to play around. We've got to run, not walk to shelter. This is the kind that you have to try. You have to try to protect yourself from this one. You're not going to accidentally, get through this and not realize that you were even under a tornado warning. Like if you lived out here for a while, you've probably been in those situations before where I've been under a tornado warning and nothing happened. A PDS tornado warning is different. We have a large, life-threatening tornado on the ground right now, and it looks to me like it's getting stronger. So we've got to make sure we let everybody down there know. If you know somebody in this area, please call them, text them, whatever we've got to do to get them into their safe spots, okay? specific area where the tornado could be in. And like, honestly, at this point, it's kind of pointless to talk about specific areas because the tornado is so big. It could be impacting a very large area between Imogene and Shenandoah. But the closest landmark that I can find that circulation is near is the Seniors Helping Seniors Nursing Home. So hopefully everybody there is deep in their shelters. Once again, we want to be underground if possible. If we can't be underground, then we want to get into that most interior room with as many walls between us and the outside world as possible, and sheltering in place. You want to protect your head. If you've got a helmet, put that helmet on. If you don't have a helmet, literally grab the mattress off the bed and put that between you and potentially stuff, flying at you or falling on you from the roof caving in and stuff like that. That's the number one way you're going to get hurt in a situation like this is debris. So protect yourself from that debris. And huge tornado here. Honestly, a nightmarish view from Corey Gherkin as he is near Sidney, Iowa, moving off to the east, following this storm. I don't know how long it's going to produce a tornado, but it could continue for quite some time. Let's go ahead and put Bryce Shelton in 1, y'all. And let's continue to track this via radar. So once again, that tornado is right here. It's going to cross over Highway 59 next, and then it's going to go towards Essex. If we've got anybody in Essex, you've got to get to shelter. Nimon, you guys have got to get to shelter as well. Let's go ahead and get there in Shenandoah, even though I've got a good feeling that this is probably going to go to your north in Shenandoah. However, let's get to shelter anyways. Also in Coburg, you guys are going to want to get to shelter right now. We've got to start thinking about maybe even farther downstream, because if I zoom out here, this is an isolated supercell, right? This is going to continue for a little while. So maybe even as far down as into Villisca and Corning, maybe down there towards places like Nodaway and Brooks. You guys need to start preparing for this thing coming right up towards you. Man. Yeah, this is crazy. This is great. We have 5% tornado risk today, by the way. 5%. %5 tornado risk. And now we've got a PDS tornado warning for this massive circulation coming across Fremont, Mills, and Montgomery counties in Iowa. Yeah, nobody was expecting this today. I'll be honest with you. Thank goodness for standby mode, and thank goodness for the National Weather Service and the weather intensity score. Like we're here, but I'm telling you what, like, I did not think that we would have to be dealing with this tonight. All right, so I'm going to keep monitoring this as we continue to track this supercell off to the east. Once again, I don't see this thing calming down anytime soon. It looks like it's going to try to do another big push here. This thing still has, oh my gosh, are you guys seeing this? Holy smokes. That's one of the more insane radar scans I've seen in a while. So this thing is an incredibly powerful supercell, and we already know it's producing a tornado. If this thing cycles again and produces another one, or if it continues to produce the same one, I'm really concerned about our friends in Essex. Oh my gosh, y'all. That is an unbelievably powerful tornado. or at least a rotating mesocyclone. Once again, we have a confirmed tornado on the ground here. Moving in the general direction of Essex. And a lot of people are asking about Andy. Andy is with us. He's talking to me in our stream text here. He's just, we didn't expect to go live today, so he's not set up. You know what I mean? A super huge shout out to Dennis Kennedy. Thank you for that. It's big help. So if you're just now tuning in, we have a PDS tornado warning for Fremont, Mills, Montgomery, and Page counties in Iowa. And we have just a massive tornado coming together here. We've seen it a couple of times. We're starting to hear now of the significant damage that it's doing, and we're really concerned about our friends in Essex in Iowa. This is an unbelievably life-threatening situation. I can't believe that we have a tornado signature of this magnitude during a day like this, but here we are. I just really hope that we're getting the word out here to the people between Shenandoah, Essex, and Coburg and Iowa, because 5% tornado risk. Lots of people might not be thinking about this. We're hearing that the tornado sirens are not working in the town of Imogene. So once again, the way that we're going to help these people is by working together. If you know somebody out there, call them. If you know somebody that knows somebody out there, call them. We got to let these people know that there's a monster tornado heading into the greater Essex area in Iowa. Now, let me zoom out a little bit here, because I know we've got people watching that are in other areas as well, especially around Des Moines. We do have a storm coming towards you in Des Moines, and there is a tornado warning associated with that storm, but it is not currently as significant as the one to the south. But we still have a tornado warning for Cumberland, and we still have a tornado warning for Norway Center. So you guys need to be taking shelter out there. I promise I'll keep you guys updated on this as it gets closer to Greenfield, Interstate, and Des Moines. Those are all places where that storm is going towards. There is also another storm that has popped up a little bit farther to the north, up here near Holstein and Correctionville. We've got a severe thunderstorm warning for Ida and Woodbury counties in Iowa down there. But nothing compares to this supercell down here to the south. This is the one that's actually currently directly threatening lives to all the people that are in the path here in and around Essex. So monster tornado coming into the greater Essex area of Iowa.
A new tornado emergency has been issued.
And we now have a tornado emergency. Wow. So once again, a tornado emergency means that we have a confirmed deadly tornado on the ground here. And I'm just going to wait for that graphic to pop up on our end here. But yeah, there it is. Tornado emergency means that we've got a deadly tornado working its way into the Essex area of Iowa. This is a Fremont, Montgomery, and Page counties in Iowa. You are under a tornado emergency. This is one of the most potentially life-threatening situations that you've ever found yourself in. Yeah, I'm sorry that you're just now tuning into this. You don't know what's going on here. If you're in the town of Essex, if you are in the town of Nimon, or anywhere just to the north of Shenandoah in Iowa, all the way over towards Yorktown and Bethesda in Iowa, you have gotten to shelter in place. We've got a tornado, one of the larger tornado signatures I've ever seen currently right now to the east of Imogene in Iowa, producing, once again, catastrophic damage to whatever it hits. If the town of Essex was to get hit head on by this tornado, it would destroy the town. Okay, so let's hope that that doesn't happen, but we can't run off of hope here. Okay, we have to do everything we can to protect our life in this very life-threatening situation. Right now, that tornado is going to be near Pierce Creek Recreation Area, and Essex might be just small enough to barely get missed here, but we don't want to take any chances. Everybody in Essex needs to be underground. If you know where Essex Scale is, if you know where the new cooperative is there on the northwest side of town, you could probably see it right now if you were standing out there. I would not recommend you look for it, though. Buckridge Labradors. This is around where the tornado is going to cross Highway 140 or 140th Street. Everybody in the town of Essex, once again, needs to run, not walk, to shelter. Freddie McKinney's getting close to it. I don't know if he's got a visual, but he's getting very close, and we're starting to see that large hail pop in on his side too. So he's coming in behind it. So he's going to be entering in through the rear flank downdraft. So I don't know if we'll be able to see a visual of the tornado here, but it's definitely in there. It's right in front of him. If we can see through the hail core, we're going to get some sort of visual here soon from Freddie McKinney. So we might want to put Freddie in 1. All right, so let's go back over here. We're going to continue to watch Freddie's stream, and we're going to continue to update you on our tornado emergency here as it goes towards Nimon and Bethesda. Once again, a catastrophic tornado is currently working through the greater Essex area of Iowa, somewhere near the Pierce Creek Recreation area, the Nishabonta River, and the town of Essex. We have a tornado that's likely as large as the town of Essex itself, crossing Highway 48 as it goes towards Nimon, and then eventually over there towards the Black Earth excavation area. If you know where that is, you know the general path that the tornado is taking. Also, Pioneer County Park campgrounds are in the path. The Wabash Trace Nature Trail is in the path. And, of course, Broad Street School is in the direct path of this extremely dangerous storm. This is, once again, the most dangerous situation you've ever found yourself in if you live in the town of Essex right now. All we can do at this point is hope that we got the word out there and hope that for whatever reason this thing is going to lift right over the town. Essex is very small, right? So there's a chance here that, this thing will dance around the town or whatever, but, we've got to prepare for the worst here. Stay sheltered in Essex for the next 19 minutes. Stay sheltered in Imogene for the next 19 minutes. Even though the greater part of the rotation is past you now, you're going to want to stay sheltered. Definitely stay sheltered in Coburg and Shenandoah for the next 19 minutes, all the way over to Yorktown and Bethesda. You guys have got to stay in those safe spots. All right, we believe it's rain wrapped. But I see it. There it is. That, you know what? That actually might be a new, one. Because I believe that our main circulation here, hey, listen, all we're going to do is we've got tornadoes here. We got tornadoes there. We're either what we're looking at here is the main tornado or it's not. The fact of the matter is everybody needs to be sheltered. Nothing changes here between Essex and Nimon. This is an incredibly dangerous situation for you. Okay. Yeah, it kind of looks to me like that might be a tail cloud or something else other than a tornado, because here's what's happening. It's either a new tornado that's kind of like a new circulation, or it's not a tornado at all, and the actual tornado is behind that in the massive wall of rain, okay? Because I'm telling you guys, the tornado that's on the ground right now, the main one, is probably larger than what we're seeing there. But regardless, I mean, it really doesn't matter. We've just got to make sure everybody's getting into the safe spots here. If you're just now tuning in, we have a tornado emergency. A tornado emergency right now for Fremont, Montgomery, and Page counties in Iowa. This is something that you don't see every day. Even I mean, there's sometimes where we have high risks of severe weather where we expect big tornado outbreaks and we don't see tornado emergencies. Today, we were, we had 5% tornado risk, and here we are with the tornado emergency. That's why it's so important to always pay attention to the National Weather Service and alerts as they come out, even when you've got a lower tornado risk. My goodness, man, look at this monster. You literally can see the whole thing here on reflectivity. Giant. Unbelievable imagery coming in here from our tornado emergency. And once again, if you're just now tuning in, what a tornado emergency means is it's the highest level tornado warning that the National Weather Service can issue, right? They only issue that whenever there is certainly a catastrophic tornado ongoing. So we do believe that catastrophic damage is happening around Essex, Iowa right now, and potentially that could be coming up towards Coburg. So please make sure you're sheltered in Coburg right now. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I really hope we did a good job of getting the word out there, because I'm telling you, there's a lot of people in this area that were not thinking about this stuff tonight. Right now, that tornado is likely somewhere just to the east of the Nishnabanta River. I hope I'm saying that right. And it's moving in the general direction of Nimon. The good news is now that it has passed Essex, for the most part, the circulation is past Essex. There's not a lot in between Essex and Nimon, but if it makes it up there to Nimon, we could be in trouble once again, where we have a few houses and a couple of community centers, including the Fremont Township area, that could be hit head on by a massive tornado. This thing is capable of producing one of the larger tornadoes that we've seen this year. Nishnabantna? Okay. All right. I'm sorry about that, guys. I've never seen that river before. But you guys know what I'm talking about. So now I don't know if we've had any confirmed damage from the town of Essex, but we're going to be listening in there. I'm really hoping that town got missed, by this tornado, because that could have done some really significant damage there. Do we have anybody in chat from Essex? How are we doing? Gosh, we still have a huge lowering here. I believe that Storm Runner Media's got a decent view of it right now. It's a little bit farther away from him there, but you can see it in the distance a little bit. What in the heck's going on Freddy's stream? Who is that? What in the world? Anyways, if you're just now tuning in, we've got a really unfortunate situation where we have a monster storm producing a big tornado out here near Essex, Iowa, and it's wrapped in rain. It's nighttime. It's a nightmarish situation for the residents and also our storm chasers here, who are trying their best to give us a view of what's going on out there. But even for them, professional storm chasers, it's kind of hard to keep up with exactly what's going on here. But once again, we got a tornado emergency for Fremont, Montgomery, and Page counties in Iowa. Let's put Storm Runner in 2. Swap whoever's in 2 and Storm Runner. And let's go back to this 3 view here. And once again, this is the area of rotation that we're watching right here between Essex and Coburg. One good thing that I'm seeing is that the rotation looks a little bit more broad here, but this is still on the ground. This is still a big tornado. It's still doing damage here. I'm concerned about Nimon. Nimon is an incredibly small. Is it even a town? Nimon is. It looks to me like it's just a church. I see the Fremont Lutheran Church. There's one house next to it. Hopefully those people obviously are sheltered, but it doesn't look like there's a lot of stuff for this to hit right now. If it continues on its current trajectory, though, which it does look like there's a little bit of an occlusion going on. You guys see that? Notice how the main motion of the tornado for the past little bit has been pretty much west to east. But right here, the last couple of frames, you see how it's kind of curled up a little bit, or at least the rotation has kind of culminated more onto a spot that is farther north than where it was on average before. We might have a little bit of an occlusion happening here, where areas north of Nimon need to be more concerned potentially than Bethesda. All right, so they let that tornado emergency go. We no longer have a tornado emergency. But the people in Nimon and surrounding areas need to be sheltered. Still believe there's a huge tornado on the ground here. Back room, another one that we need to be watching is Adam Lucio. He's right in front of the tornado couplet. All right, so if you're just now tuning in, this has been crazy, y'all. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I did not think we were even going to go live today. And here, you know, weather intensity score crossed the threshold. We went live, and now we've had a tornado emergency. We're still listening to reports. I haven't heard any significant damage reports yet. But we will let you know what we learn. Yeah, I don't know what's going on in Freddie's stream, but like something has happened here. There's a reason why Freddie was outside of the vehicle. It looks like he's like shining a flashlight into this ditch here. I don't know what's going on there. As soon as we hear something from Freddie, we'll let you know. Somebody on our team probably should listen in. But there, yeah, it looks like there's an emergency vehicle or something up there too, so I don't know. I saw Freddie's fine. Oh, okay, there's a flip truck. Okay. So somebody's probably hurt out here. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeesh, man. Once again, this is a live look from Page County, Iowa, where we just had a tornado emergency. It looks like a tornado might have hit that vehicle head on. I don't know anything about the the people inside of it, but of course we're in touch with Freddie, and we'll let you know if you know what happened there. But this is a look at what the tornado looks like on radar right now. And another good reminder of, even in a tornado warning, I think it's smart to stay off the roads, right? If being in a mobile home is bad for tornadoes, being on the road in a vehicle is also bad for tornadoes. So if you are currently traveling on Highway 71, for example, this storm eventually will cross Highway 71 between Villisca and Hepburn somewhere. Probably not a bad idea to, wait for that storm to cross the road before you keep driving north. You know what I'm saying? So just a very sobering reminder there of what can happen. And that probably tells me that this definitely was rain wrapped, because whoever was in that vehicle probably didn't even see it. All right, so Andy is telling me to focus back here on the radar, because we've got something interesting going on here. We've got a handoff happening. Unfortunately, that means that we're going to go through this again. So we just talked about the occlusion, right? So we had this tornado go through Essex, and now it's kind of occluding off to the north and kind of getting absorbed into the main supercell. And what happens a lot of times here is that energy is going to be transferred over to a new area of rotation. And that's popping up over here now to the west of Hepburn. So now we've got maybe a new tornado coming together right over Bethesda. So this is not over. This is not over. Bethesda, Hepburn, take shelter if you haven't already. Surprisingly, the town of Hepburn isn't under a tornado warning. I'm sure they'll issue one here soon. But y'all watch out in Hepburn. Y'all watch out in Henshaw and Gus. New circulation trying to come together here now. By the way, this is our only tornado warning. We have no other tornado warnings right now. The storm that's to the north here, the one that's to the west of Greenfield right now, is a severe thunderstorm
A new
warning.
PDS tornado warning has been issued.
And the rotation's not quite as serious as the one to the south, okay? So, if you're in Greenfield, get ready. We do have a tornado possible tag on this, but right now there's no tornado warning other than the one that we've got down here to the south. So that's why we're focused so much on this. Okay, so yeah, they've extended our PDS tornado warning now all the way out to Villisca and Hepburn. So thankfully, Hepburn and Villisca, you are officially included in the tornado warning. Please take shelter if you're out there anywhere in Montgomery County now and Page counties in Iowa. All right, let's put Storm Runner in 2. I'm gonna go back to the 3 view here. God, what an incredible view of this thing from Storm Runner. So it looks like the main mesocyclone is no longer producing a tornado that's actually making contact with the ground, but it's about to again. It's about to produce a new one. And honestly, I shouldn't even say that because this is probably still on the ground back there somewhere near Nimon. The good news is that there's not a lot going on back here, and hopefully this circulation will let up over time. Put Storm Runner Media in 1. Let's, once again, if we're in Hepburn, we've got to get to shelter. If there's anybody that I think is probably next in line to get hit by a tornado-producing storm here, it's definitely you guys. Hepburn, Iowa, and Villisca, Iowa. You're in an incredibly dangerous situation here. That is one of the more impressive shots you'll ever see of a storm there from Storm Runner Media. Unbelievable stuff. And once again, this is the storm that is right now. It's past Essex, and it's coming up towards the town of Villisca. And unfortunately, man, I really do think that we're going to see potentially another very strong tornado coming together right here between Bethesda and Hepburn. So once again, if you know anybody out there, you've got to let them know. You got to call them, text them, share this with them, tell them to tune into their favorite weather person, whatever we've got to do. Because I'm telling y'all, there's a lot of people out there that were not thinking about tornadoes today, and I don't blame them. This was not expected. Golly. This is honestly one of the craziest supercells that we've had. Yeah, so Des Moines, I know we got a lot of people watching and tuning in from Des Moines. You're not under any sort of warning right now. I promise as these storms get closer to Des Moines, we will keep you posted. But this one in particular is not going to get to Des Moines at all. There's another storm that might hit Des Moines, but this more southern one, the one that's produced the big tornadoes, it's going to stay to the south. All right, give me a second. I got to get something to drink. All right. We're replenished. We're ready to go. So if you're just now tuning in, we do have a PDS tornado warning currently for Montgomery and Page counties in Iowa. And then up here, we just got a new severe thunderstorm warning in Adair and Cass counties in Iowa. And this is going to be a tornado possible tag on that. So that means that there's not enough confidence at this point to issue a tornado warning, but they're saying that it's a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado. And I mean, like the storm looks like it is capable of producing a tornado, if I'm honest. It's not quite as primed to as the one farther to the south, but I don't like the way this looks. Unfortunately, for our friends in Fontenelle and Greenfield, of all places, we do have to say, y'all watch out. This might be a situation where we have to take shelter at some point here. Really hope that we don't have to go through that for you guys again, but just let's prepare just in case. Potentially have 2 tornadoes here to your south in Montgomery and Page counties in Iowa. And yeah, that's coming up towards Hepburn and Villisca right now. So all we can do at this point is just keep calling these town names out. And just really hope that we're getting the word out there. Hepburn, Villisca, even outside of that tornado warning, we probably need to be paying attention right now in Nottoway. So take shelter if you're in Nottoway, Iowa as well. It does look like our occluding tornado is kind of dissipating up here. So that's good news. This is now our main focus right in here. That's the new rotation that we're most zoned in on right now. PDS stands for particularly dangerous situation. Yeah, the lightning on these storms is nuts. And that's concerning because it indicates that these storms aren't weakening, right? In fact, as that low-level jet has continued to increase, we've got a lot more friction happening up there, and just a lot more stuff moving around. The updraft is still, quite robust, and we probably got still some very large hail, and it just indicates to us that we're probably not out of the woods just yet. Once again, we still have a PDS tornado warning for Montgomery and Page counties in Iowa. And if Storm Runner Media puts us back on that roof cam again, we'll pull that up full. And I want to update you on the Greenfield storm because this is something that we'll have to continue to watch here. I wouldn't be surprised if at some point we had a tornado warning issued for Greenfield with this. I'm not going to say that that's definitely going to happen, but we need to prepare for that. If we're in Greenfield, we got a strong storm coming, quarter-size hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. We do have some rotation that's increasing here. So Greenfield, y'all watch out. And our PDS tornado warning, our particularly dangerous situation tornado warning, continues for 42 minutes for the town of Villisca. Hopefully everybody in Hepburn is sheltered because that's about where the circulation is now. Got something. Oh, yeah, we can see very clearly our lowering there from Freddie's page.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
From Freddie's feed. Okay, and we just got a new tornado warning. And that's not for the Greenfield storm. That's going to be a continuation of our warning that we're watching here near Villisca. So now you're under a tornado warning in Adams and Taylor counties in Iowa. This includes Nottoway now. This includes Brooks, Corning, Prescott, and Lenox. So it's y'all's turn to take shelter, okay? Some places that are in the path of this storm that, by the way, is not just capable of producing a tornado, but also very capable of producing up to lime-size hail. This includes Lenox Grade School, the Prescott Elementary School. We do have both the Corning Specialty Care Nursing Home. What's up with all the nursing homes tonight? Are you kidding me? Vintage Park Apartments Nursing Home. These are all in the path now of a very dangerous tornado-warned storm. Yeah, lots of people still tuning in from Des Moines, rightfully so. You got good reason to be concerned. You're hearing about tornadoes in Iowa. This is happening far to your south. There are going to be storms in Des Moines tonight, and we will be here for you, letting you know what's up with those as they come towards you. But it's nothing. You're not under any warnings right now, and it doesn't look like this storm in particular is going to come up towards Des Moines. Unbelievable lightning on this. That's crazy. That's probably the most constant lightning I've ever seen. There's no breaks. There's no moments where there's not a lightning strike. Almost hard to look at. And once again, if you're just now tuning in, this is a live look at the tornado warned storm that's going through the town of Villisca right now. By the way, do we have anybody watching in Villisca? How are you guys doing? Stay sheltered for at least the next 40 minutes. It does look like the biggest part of the rotation is going to go to your south, but you've got these little sneaky things that are kind of occluding up into the storm. I wouldn't risk it. I'd stay in that safe spot for 40 minutes. Our biggest area of concern is right down here. This is going to continue to go in this direction. We've got to be sheltered in Henshaw, Gus, and Ivyville, especially out here in Iowa. So let's go check back in on the Greenfield storm again. And yeah, I mean, it keeps tightening up. I mean, it's not incredibly tight, but we've seen tornado warnings for less. We do have rotation here, and we know the environment that we're in. If you take a look at the supercell by itself, I mean, come on. You know what I'm saying? Like, this looks like a storm that's very much capable of producing a tornado. So we've got to be under the impression here that at some point in the near future, Fontanelle and Greenfield, Iowa might be under a tornado warning. So y'all watch out in Greenfield. You're not under a tornado warning now, but one might be coming soon. This is also the storm that would eventually impact Des Moines if it makes it up there. So this is still pretty far away from you, okay? But we'll be here. We'll be here when it gets there. Wow, this is just some crazy supercellular activity that we're seeing here tonight, guys. I once again honestly did not see this one coming. I'll see you guys down there. Give me just a second. All right, so if you're just now tuning in, we're watching two massive supercells out here in Iowa. We've got the one tornado warning storm here for Corning and Lenox. That's Adams and Taylor counties. We've got 2-inch hail and a potential tornado coming into the Nottoway area here soon. And now we've got this storm that's coming up towards Greenfield that doesn't have a tornado warning yet, but might soon, okay? The rotation with this one is not, it's nowhere near as robust as the one to the south, but it is there, and we're about to have some interactions here. We're about to have a couple of storms interact with this storm. You see this area of increased reflectivity down here near Bridgewater. That might come up and interact with the storm in a way, we call it a nudge. That might increase the chances of a tornado trying to form here, maybe right around Fontanelle. So we're watching that, and we're just watching the overall evolution of the storm. And we're just going to be ready to relay that information if it comes out, if we get a new tornado warning here. I also want to briefly talk about some other storms that we've got while we don't have a tornado on the ground. Over here in Emmett County, Iowa, you guys are under a severe thunderstorm warning for 34 minutes. We also have we have a blizzard warning in Alaska. I accidentally clicked that. Just in case anybody's watching up here in Pikeville, a blizzard warning for the next day. Get ready for that. But back down in Iowa, we have lime-size hail once again coming into Montgomery and eastern portions of Page County, and then lime-size hail also coming into Adams and Taylor counties with that 60-mile-per-hour winds. This is a considerable severe thunderstorm warning. But yeah, we no longer have a PDS tornado warning or a confirmed tornado warning or anything. It looks like the tornado that we were just tracking with our PDS tornado warning has potentially lifted. But hey, listen, it's dark. We've got limited data here. If I was in Villisca, I would not be moving out of my safe spot, at least not for the next 15 minutes or at least maybe even 30 minutes. Wait till the storm stops completely. Now we've got to be concerned about our friends in Nottoway, Brooks, and Corning, as there is still a massive mesocyclone here. A new tornado is likely coming together, and it's likely going to try to move up in this general direction over the next 30 minutes. Hey, we do have somebody watching in Alaska. See, like we keep everybody in the loop here. We don't leave anybody out.
New information. This tornado warning has been upgraded.
We were live for the Greenfield tornado last year. I don't think we'll see anything like that. Hopefully, but it is unfortunate that our friends in Greenfield might have to consider taking shelter here soon, as this is coming together quite significantly as it approaches Greenfield. Still no tornado warning for Greenfield, but it could be coming soon. A tornado possible tag there on that severe thunderstorm warning, though. Quarter-size hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. Any idea what West Texas might look like this weekend? We might dive into the forecast a little bit here if you guys want to. Maybe while we don't have a whenever we don't have like an active tornado warning. We do have a radar indicated PDS tornado warning now for this storm, which means that based off of the radar returns, if there's a tornado that comes out of this, it will be significant. So we don't have any confirmed indication that there's a tornado down, but what we do have is enough data here on radar to say that, okay, if this is producing a tornado, it's a big one. So we have a PDS tornado warning now for Ivyville, Holt, Bushville, Mercer, and Lenox. So take shelter now. And yeah, I'm not surprised at all that this got another PDS warning, even though we don't know for sure that there's a tornado down, just because of the cell's history and the radar returns there. Like, this is obviously still very much capable of producing a very large tornado. Yeah, I think we'll be live again tomorrow. What's the name of that website that I used to show the models? Oh, yeah, I remember. Hold on. All right, so I'm getting some reports now that we've got potentially some considerable damage in the Nimon, Iowa area, just west of Villisca. So that's an area that we were talking about a lot just a moment ago. I don't know any more specific details, but I will let you know as soon as I hear it. Yeah, Greenfield storm continues to tighten up on velocity as well. I'm surprised we don't have a tornado warning for that yet. We once again, we might be getting one for that storm here soon. Daggone it, y'all. Where's my daggone stuff at? Oh yeah, there's a chance that we'll so here's what's going to happen tomorrow. We're going to be on standby mode again. Tomorrow's not like a slam dunk, like, yeah, we're definitely going to stream kind of day. So we'll be back in the hot seat here on standby mode, and storms are going to start popping up around probably not until like 5, 6, or 7 p.m. Eastern. But we're going to have some significant storms popping up in Michigan, maybe over here in Illinois and Missouri, down into Kansas, Oklahoma, and Texas. And it looks like prime time for severe weather tomorrow is going to be between 6 p.m. and maybe midnight. So we will be live tomorrow during that time period if we get tornado warnings and stuff. So the point of standby mode
Ryan,
is...
it's Bryce. I'm about 6 miles southeast of Wasilla, Iowa on Road 820 with no service, but I do have a tornado that just planted to the north of Road J20, right out of our window, actually.
All right, so that was a report from Bryce Shelton, who is now saying that he's seeing a tornado with our storm here that has that PDS radar indicated tornado warning. So back room, keep an eye on Bryce. Put him in 1 if he's got a good shot of it. Otherwise, keep Storm Runner up there. He's on the same storm. Yeah, this is likely producing another tornado now between Henshaw and Nottoway. Once again, we got a PDS tornado warning for Adams and Taylor counties. And if this thing plots another tornado, it is going to be a very significant one. It's tightening up. So hopefully everybody's gotten the message here in Ivyville, Henshaw, Gus, Bushville, Holt, Mercer, Corning, Brooks, and Lennox. This is an incredibly dangerous situation that you're in here with that PDS tornado warning, and now we're getting some reports from storm chasers that it is on the ground. Some of the places in the path there, once again, are the Corning Specialty Care Nursing Home, Prescott Elementary School, and Lennox School. We've got lots of reports coming in. It took down an entire line of poles on Highway 59 northwest of Essex. At least a few houses are damaged. One bad enough they're asking rescue to be on standby. Incredible imagery here from Storm Runner Media. I think, oh man, that's so hard to see. Okay, I'm not seeing anything making contact with the ground there, but we might have just maybe an uncondensed funnel. That, I mean, it's close enough to where I would say that there's certainly potentially a tornado on the ground there. So once again, PDS tornado warning for the Ivyville area. Everybody in Ivyville, Brooks, and Henshaw and Gus needs to be in their safe spots. This is a live look at your storm right now as it continues to intensify. And, you know, like, this is just one of the craziest looking storms, man. Like, Bryce's view is a little bit higher quality. Look at that. Like, what is even going on there? Are you guys seeing this? It looks otherworldly. It looks like he's on Neptune or something. Wild. Absolutely wild. Yeah, this is so close. And once again, if this plants a tornado, it's going to be a huge one. I just can't get enough of this. Like, this is crazy. All right. If you're just now tuning in, we've got a PDS tornado warning for Adams and Taylor counties in Iowa. We've got a couple of reports of a tornado being down here. We don't have anything confirmed by the National Weather Service, but what we do have confirmed is, like, this is one of the strongest storms that we've seen all year here on the channel, and it's coming right into the greater Corning and Brooks area. We also have another storm up here coming into Greenfield, Iowa. Y'all, the storm is about to come through town right now. The rotating part of the storm is going to go through Greenfield, maybe just slightly to the north, but there's still no tornado warning. I'm going to go ahead and say that you should prepare for one just in case. We don't know for sure that there's going to be a tornado, but y'all watch out just in case that comes together right over town. Hopefully it slides by you and you don't have to worry about it, but just know that we are watching that storm very closely. Okay, Storm Runner Media's got, this is it. This is the view of the lowering that we've been waiting for. And once again, that is very close to being on the ground. And if that goes all the way, this is going to be a huge tornado. And once it's in a decent spot. Ivyville's not huge. Obviously, we don't want it to hit any town. We don't want it to hit anything. But it's better if it doesn't hit, large, the least stuff that it hits, the better, right? So the good news is once again, it's in a little bit of a rural area. But it is going to get close to Corning and Lennox, but let's hope it doesn't get too close on, or let's hope that it doesn't even get any stronger than this, because if it does, that's going to be a big tornado. Freddie McKinney's got a really good view of whatever's going on up there as well. Unbelievable stuff. Even if you take away the tornado aspect from this storm, even just the storm by itself, the lightning, the hail, the view, the structure of it, this is one of the most impressive storms that we've seen all year. It's getting closer there. Look at that. We are moments away from this being a tornado on the ground, if it's not already. So once again, if you are just now tuning in, we've got a PDS tornado warning for Adams and Taylor counties in Iowa. This is our only tornado warning right now, so we are kind of hyper-focused on this. We've got a storm getting ready to go through Greenfield, Iowa that has some rotation on it. There's no tornado warning right now, but y'all watch out. We are keeping an eye on that. We will let you know when that storm has passed you. Oh, man. John Alt, thank you so much for that. It says, me and my wife want to thank you for keeping my family safe. We are from Spirit Lake, Iowa, and from the areas you were talking about. Thank you, John. I'm glad I could help. I'm completely mesmerized by our lightning storm here. By the way, if you're just now tuning in, we have one tornado warning. That's why we're so hyper-focused on this area down here in Adams and Taylor counties. We do have a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings, though, that I will take you to right now. We have a severe thunderstorm warning that's currently in effect way up here in more northern portions of Iowa, east of Spirit Lake, near Armstrong. That's going to go on for 19 minutes. Emmett County, you guys are under a severe thunderstorm warning. We also have a severe thunderstorm warning for Greenfield, Iowa. The rotation with this is let up a little bit, so that's good news. But y'all keep watching out, at least for the next 18 minutes as the storm passes you. And we will keep you updated on that. But right now, no immediate tornado threat with the Greenfield storm. That storm is going to slowly but surely work its way up towards Des Moines. But right now, it is not. It's not producing any sort of warning or anything for Des Moines. We will let you know as soon as it does. Okay. Our most concerning thing by far is this storm down here in Adams and Taylor counties, and that's what we're going to continue to focus on. Hey, Ryan, can a storm still produce a tornado even if there's no hook echo visible? Yeah, absolutely. We see that all the time. These big, nasty storms like this that have the giant hooks and the big velocity signatures that say, hey, the tornado's right here, dummy. Those are actually rare. And they're actually, it's unfortunate because like a lot of times these produce the worst tornadoes, but they're also the easiest ones to kind of warn people about. Like, it's like, hey, you can teach somebody in like 5 seconds how to like spot this on radar. You know, like it just kind of blurts out to you like, hey, tornadoes right here. But most tornadoes are not so easy to find. And so a lot of them are hidden in more complex storm structures. A lot of them don't have the big, nice hook here. Some of them are embedded into lines and are tiny little pixels on the radar inside of QLCS systems. So yeah, it happens all the time. There doesn't have to be a hook echo for there to be a tornado. Oh, wow. The overlay is showing a winter storm warning right now. That tells you how localized our severe weather threat is. Because it cycles through the top 10 current warnings. There's not even 10 severe thunderstorm warnings right now. What's happening with Storm Runner Media? I don't know. Looks like he might be helping somebody out. Adam Lucio's in the middle of intercepting a big storm here in Nottoway. So he's right in the middle of the strongest part of that rear flank side of the storm that's coming into the greater Brooks and Corning area right now. Once again, I do want to reiterate that everybody in Corning, Iowa should be sheltered. It's probably the biggest town that's in the path of this thing. Hopefully you guys are in your safe spots right now. All right, so yeah, it looks like Storm Runner was checking on somebody that might have gotten into some sort of little bit of an accident here, and now the emergency officials have shown up, so he's gonna continue on with his chase. I'm also hearing reports right now that Essex, Iowa, is reporting, quote, lots of damage. Yeah, it looks like this is ramping up again. You can see it here. That's, once again, another tornadoes here, dummy, view on the radar. So thankfully, we have the ability to tell you where it is. But unfortunately, if this is producing a tornado or if it's about to produce a tornado, it's probably going to be a very, very big one. So please make sure you're getting into that safe spot in Ivyville, in Holt, Brooks, Corning, Prescott, and Lenox. This PDS tornado warning, or this tornado warning now, it's not even a PDS tornado warning anymore, but this tornado warning is going to last for 13 minutes. I'm assuming they're going to extend that, especially for our folks in places like Prescott and Lenox. Hey, Ryan, do you honestly think that Indiana will get severe storms Friday evening? Yeah, for sure. I don't know how, I don't think it'll be as intense as some of these other storm systems that we've tracked, but definitely, well, hey, I didn't think today was going to be this intense. So it's one of those things where we're going to have to fly. We're just going to have to do it on the fly. And once again, we'll be here ready to go live. And if we need to, like we did today, we'll hit the button and we'll do the coverage. And yeah, tomorrow's prime time for severe weather looks to be between 6 p.m. and midnight. What's the difference between categorical and probabilistic? So if you're looking at the SPC outlook for tomorrow, this is the categorical outlook. And basically that's just where we plot the forecast in categories, right? We have 5 potential categories. A 5 out of 5 is a high risk. That's very rare. A 1 out of 5 is a marginal risk that happens all the time. So this is just a culmination of all the different threats, the hail threat, the wind threat, and the tornado threat, all put together to kind of give you a categorical outlook of what kind of day we're going to have tomorrow. Slight risk, 2 out of 5 is what we expect right now. But on the probabilistic side, we have a 5% probability of tornadoes down here on the brown, and a very large, probably one of the larger 2% areas I've seen tomorrow, from Texas all the way up to Michigan. And then if you look at the hail outlook for tomorrow, we've got a 15% probability of hail from Michigan to Texas, but there is a hatched risk actually over here from Kansas down into Texas and Oklahoma, where the hatched risk indicates that we could potentially have significant hail, probably larger than 2 inches in diameter, larger than lime sized. So yeah, that's a brief explanation on that. If it's all right with you, I'm going to MS paint the yellow out of Northwest Arkansas. You go right ahead. Yeah, let's go check back in on our other storm up here in Greenfield. By the way, Greenfield, you're still under a severe thunderstorm warning. That, the part of the storm that we were concerned about is right over the town of Greenfield right now. But thankfully, it really hasn't done anything. It hasn't gotten any worse. It's not rotating enough to warrant a tornado warning. So I think you're going to be fine in Greenfield. But we're going to continue to watch this as it goes towards winter set. As it approaches winter set, it could, wrap up and try to produce a tornado. So we're not out of the woods just yet, but we're getting closer to being out of the woods, if that makes sense. Also, it looks like a lot of the forward flank, a lot of the rainy part of this storm is going to be hitting Des Moines here soon. So we'll probably end up with a severe thunderstorm warning for some hail and winds in West Des Moines and places like Cumming and Earlham, Clucas, Boonville. Do you suggest anyone who is not in the area of the storm to not watch? Does it interfere with the people who actually need the info? Absolutely not, no. The more people that are watching this, the more likely it is that we reach the people who need the info. That's how algorithms work on the internet, right? I hope that everybody watches this, whether you're in the tornado warning or not. It just helps everybody. It's a win-win for everybody. And when I'm telling y'all, it actually works whenever we say hey, if you know somebody in this town, call them. That's been a huge thing that actually works. And yeah, I don't know what is it, the 6 degrees of separation or something. There's a good chance that whenever we've got tens of thousands of people watching, there's a couple of people that actually know people that aren't even paying attention to the weather that live in the towns that we're talking about. Getting reports that Linux is sounding their tornado sirens now, which is good news. There is a good chance that these storms are going to stop producing tornadoes here soon, but continue to produce severe weather as we go forward, including very large hail and damaging winds. My plan is to stay on the air until the storms clear the greater Des Moines area, which could be, an hour, hour and a half, maybe even 2 hours. But we still have a tornado warning right now, so I don't want to diminish the current tornado threat. You know what I mean? Severe threat will continue for another hour or two. SPC. Will you be live tomorrow? I will, maybe. Hold on. Tomorrow's plan is, so tomorrow we're in standby mode. Same thing as today. Tomorrow we're in standby mode. So that means that myself and, somebody who's going to be helping run the traffic cameras and stuff, we're going to be here at the weather house just hanging out. And we're going to wait until Y'allbot starts screaming at us and saying, go live, which is what happened today. Obviously we're watching the radar and talking to storm chasers and stuff too, but it's kind of fun to say that Y'allbot is our boss. But when the weather intensity score starts going up, we'll go live. But there's a chance tomorrow that, the storms are mostly garden variety. We have some wind gusts, some hail here and there. And, it's not really going to be worth sending out a notification to 3 million people for storms like that. So we will forego going live. But tomorrow we'll definitely have a video in the morning, and we'll be here all day. And if we get some tornadoes and stuff like we did today, we'll hit that live button and we'll be right here for you. But yeah, Y'allbot literally does, when the weather intensity score crosses our threshold for going live, Y'allbot does tell us, kind of like it's our boss, like, hey, go live. It's like a fire department here. The lights start flashing. It's like, rrr, rrr, rrr. And we just turn the camera on and here we go. Yeah, you guys already hear the sound effects I just did were very realistic. Yeah, so we're still kind of waiting to hear some more news from the Essex to Villisca area. Last I heard is we've got significant damage, and that's it. It's pretty vague right now. If we start getting some more specific reports, I will relay those to you. Yeah, there's damage. There is damage. It's just we don't have anything specific just yet. It's safe to say that quite a few homes were impacted, and likely several homes destroyed from what we're hearing from preliminary scanner communications right now. What is Freddie doing?
There's a ghost right here, but by 8 a.m. Yeah, it's a pretty good finger. Excuse me. Gosh, good. The burps here. Pretty good finger. I'm cold.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I tuned in too late. Yeah, the lightning with this storm is incredible. So what's happening now is our tornado threat is decreasing. It's not zero. I don't want to sit here and say that we're not going to have another tornado warning, but it is decreasing. And our main threat at this point is going to be the wind and hail as it goes into Creston and Afton. We got a new severe thunderstorm warning for Adams, Ringgold, Taylor, and Union counties in Iowa, so you want to get indoors and away from windows. No severe thunderstorm warning for Des Moines yet, but as this storm over here moves towards Winterset, I would be very surprised if they didn't issue a new warning, at least for Earlham, Winterset, maybe over towards Churchville and Patterson. So we're watching that. The severe weather threat will slowly diminish as time goes on, but these storms will make it plumb all the way over there to Michigan by the early morning hours, but they will be weaker the farther east they go, I should say. It's nice to hear you not talk about Kentucky and Tennessee for a change. Yep, I think, we might get a little bit of a break over there. Kind of focus a little bit farther to the west for the next little bit. Oh, Kenzie, are you listening? Okay, never mind. Actually, mind. Will you update the Y'all Squad thing and then change false to true? I'll do the goal. Yeah, so once you get the raised for today, just change false to true. Little Storm Chaser meetup powwow after the honestly incredible storm chase. Like I bet these guys are freaking out right now because I don't think any of them were expecting this either. Where's Andy Hill? Andy's here. He's here. Andy is not at his studio. He's not at his desk. Once again, nobody thought that we would be going live today. So this was a last minute emergency thing. Weather intensity score is now at a 50. Man, this really just popped up and got insane out of nowhere. And then now it's really cooling off very quickly. Hopefully that trend continues. I hope we don't have any more tornado warnings. We did just see a new severe thunderstorm warning, though, for Winterset. And this is still rotating enough to where I'm somewhat concerned about it. But so is the National Weather Service. They put that tornado possible tag on there for a reason. But we've got 1 inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds coming into Earlham, Winterset, and Patterson here over the next little bit. This is the southwestern side of Des Moines. So we're gonna stick with you while this storm comes in. But we'll probably call it a night once the storm gets past Des Moines here within the next hour and a half. Otherwise, I'm going to be looking at chat. So if you guys have any questions, now's a good time to ask. We'll do a little bit of a Q&A here. Also, we're just going to continue to track these severe thunderstorms as they go east and watch this incredible lightning show as it unfolds. Also, check it out. Y'all Squad goal. Hey, We have a warehouse. The Y'all Squad has a warehouse in Iowa. Can we at least raise $5,000 tonight? Go to the y'allsquad.org. If we smash that goal, we might raise it to $15,000. It's not going to be hard for us at all to load up a truck and get supplies to a town that was hit tonight. If you guys want to help us do that, please, once again, consider going to theyallsquad.org and making a contribution to our 501c3 nonprofit organization. I tell you what, I'm going to change the goal. I'm going to change the goal to 10,000, and if we can do that together, I will personally donate 5,000 to get us to 15K. All right? So if you guys can get us to 10K, I'll do 5K, and now we've got $15,000 to go down there and just hand it out to people. Sorry you got hit by a tornado. Obviously we can't fix it. We can't make it better, but let's make a bad situation a little bit better if we can for as many people as possible. Yeah, that's theyallsquad.org. I still don't have the blip song. I have a list of stuff that I'm supposed to do, like, to get these streams ready, and, like, I'm always like, it's going to be forever before we have another stream. And then I start working on other stuff, and then we have a stream. And I'm like, I should have done all that stuff. Yeah, so I don't have the blip song working yet. I'll get it. Also, there's somebody who has been begging me to allow them to speak for this whole stream, and I'm going to go ahead and let him go.
All right, Ryan, quick chat check-in. Folks are still very keyed into central Iowa, especially the greater Des Moines area, with lots of lightning reports and the usual "is my exact backyard safe?" questions. Seems like bedtime permission is needed statewide tonight. There's also a ton of chatter, looking ahead to potential storms tomorrow, across the Midwest, and even into the weekend.
So bedtime permission granted for everyone in Iowa. I wouldn't stay up for these. No reason to fret. You've definitely had worse storms out here in Iowa. Don't be scared. Just have a way of getting alerts and go to sleep. If you're tired, I don't know. It's kind of early. 10 o'clock. Got some early bedtime people out there in Iowa, I guess. I would be staying awake though, because I'm telling you what, if I had the opportunity to like get out on the back porch and watch this from a distance, there's no way I could sleep. Are you kidding me? Look at this. It literally looks like he's on a different planet. By the way, if you want to go to sleep, one of the ways to do that soundly is with a NOAA weather radio. So you put one of these daggone things next to your bed. It's an alarm clock. You can use it as an alarm clock. But what it does is it tunes into your local National Weather Service's antenna. And even if the internet's down, even if cell service is down, if a tornado warning is issued, even if the power's out, the tornado warning is still going to wake you up. This thing's loud as heck. And it's going to wake you up, and you'll know to take shelter even if you go to sleep. I recommend everybody have a weather radio in their home. You have to have a smoke detector, right? You have to have a carbon monoxide detector. Why not have a tornado detector? That's essentially what these things are. Flash floods, severe thunderstorms, it does it all. You can program it to be selective or not. But yeah, weather radios. And of course, you can go down there to the Walmart You can get them at Target. You can get them at, I don't know, probably you might be able to get them at Speedway. I don't know where you can get them at. But one of the places that you can get them at is shopryanhall.com. So obviously we would appreciate it if you got it from us. It would help us out a lot. But yeah, shopryanhall.com if you want one of these potentially life-saving pieces of equipment that will allow you to sleep more soundly even when there's severe weather happening, because it will wake you up. No, weather radio is an important piece of equipment. I think everybody should have it. I can't believe that it's not like you have to have fire. You have to have smoke detectors, right? Like you get like there's if you don't, when they build your house or whatever, they won't pass the permit. I think that the weather radio should be the same way, especially out here in places where there's tornadoes and stuff. What are these guys doing? Twerkily, that's a good point. Somebody just mentioned that they want to get a weather radio, but they have a small child and they don't want to traumatize them with the sound of it. I get where you're coming from, trust me. But, it might be one of those situations where, it would be worth it in a worst case scenario. But of course, worst case scenarios happening is a rare thing, and maybe you can wait, but I would recommend everybody just get it. And you can adjust the volume and stuff, so. Yeah, a tornado is more traumatizing than an alarm. That's a good point. What are these guys doing? Does anybody know? Adam Lucio is still right in the middle of it. Out there in Lenox, Iowa. So this is what we're still dealing with right now with our severe thunderstorms. So even though things are calming down, like this is still going to be a nasty storm for you in Kent, Creston, over towards Afton. And it's going to be a similarly nasty storm for y'all in Winterset and southern and southwestern portions of Des Moines here soon. Somebody said, I just saw the check Clarksville, Tennessee shirt on shopryanhall.com. Yeah. And I think a lot of people got them. Probably only like half the population of Clarksville, but still decent amount of people got them. So, shout out to Kenzie, our merch. What did I call you last time? Our merch extraordinaire. Merch marketing extraordinary. She does the whole shopryanhall.com website. Oh, look here. We're up to about $5,000 raised over at the y'allsquad.org. Once again, if you guys can go give us a couple of bucks over on our, remember, this is a nonprofit organization, the y'allsquad.org. It's official. You'll get the receipt and the documentation for it. If we can get to 10,000, I'll kick in 5. We'll have $15,000 to immediately go give a big supply drop off to one of these towns that got hit by a tornado tonight. That's our main goal with the Y'all Squad is, whenever moments like this happen, and we have a tornado, and we have all this incredible footage of it. We've got like tons, like tens of thousands of people pouring in. All of that attention that we get, we try to turn that back into the communities, right? Rather than just moving on and be like, okay, that town got hit by a tornado. Now let's just move on. We'll end the stream. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll talk about the next town. We try to stay there and not move on. And the number one way that we found to do that is through this, like trying to raise money and give supplies and whatever else we can to these communities after we're done with the coverage. Andy has issued a y'all watch. Look at this. So Andy's at some computer here. He's at the desk issuing y'all watches. He's watching this storm over here between Lenox and Kent. So that's the storm that Adam's on right now. And it does look like there is a little bit more rotation trying to come together here. So we've got medium confidence that we might need a new tornado warning at some point in the near future for portions of Union, Adams, Ringgold, and Taylor counties in Iowa. So we're going to watch this one very closely as it moves off to the east. At this current moment, there is no tornado warning, but we could have one soon. Getting some reports near Irvington. Several homes are reported to be flattened after a tornado struck the area. No immediate reports of injuries or casualties just yet. If you're just now tuning in, we had a pretty intense stretch of the severe weather earlier where we were covering multiple tornadoes on the ground at the same time. Things have calmed down a little bit, but it looks like this storm right here is going to try to do it again. Pretty close to Bryce Shelton, so keep an eye on Bryce's feed down there. He's closest to the new circulation. Okay, Andy has also updated his confidence here on the y'all watch to high confidence. So Andy is quite confident that it's at some point in the near future here, the National Weather Service will issue a tornado warning for areas just east of Lenox. So this will likely include Kent, Shannon, and Orispi, maybe even Afton. So y'all watch out. There's no official warning yet, but just know that we're watching it. And the National Weather Service is also likely watching it as well. And just waiting to make that decision as to whether or not to pull the trigger on the warning. It's going to be a strong storm regardless. We do expect 1-inch hail and up to 60 mile per hour winds. And then, of course, there is a very real chance that we'll have a tornado on top of that. Storm approaching Des Moines. Up here continues to be strong, producing 1-inch hail and 60 mile per hour winds as well. It does look like the vast majority of the strong part of the storm will go to the south of downtown, but to places like Norwalk, Churchville, Spring Hill, Carlisle, and Avon, we'll likely see significant severe weather here over the next hour or so. Yes, this is our first Yollygon of the night, but Andy has been talking to us in the background, behind the scenes. Once again, Andy is always with us. Even when he doesn't come across on the screen. Yeah, he's also in the chat right now. If you're looking at the YouTube chat. And he's always with us in our hearts and in our ears and in our Discord channels, you know.
Hey, Ryan.
How's it going? We're live on YouTube. Go ahead. You got something?
Yeah, I think I heard you guys were possibly watching me and Chaser earlier, but these winds in this southern storm, it's not as strong as earlier. They're still very strong. We were almost being blown away with these very strong winds.
All right, so that was CJ, Storm Chaser CJ Ziegler, coming across on the Zello there. So we're monitoring his feed. We're monitoring Bryce Shelton and Freddie McKinney as well. Yeah, Clarksville's in the house. How are we doing in Clarksville tonight? On days like today, when Clarksville's not in the risk area, you guys just need to rent out the local movie theater down there and just get everybody together and just watch the stream. We still got to plan our meet and greet, by the way. We got to figure that out. I got to contact the local Walmart, see if we can reserve part of the parking lot. I'll come down there to Clarksville. We'll have a parade and everything. We're going to make such a meme out of that. It's going to become a real thing. Like, we're manifesting that right now, I think. If you're just now tuning in, we're watching a storm here near Afton that is rotating. It might need a tornado warning here soon. It doesn't have one right now. We're saying y'all watch out just in case. And we're also saying that we know for a fact that the storm is at least going to have hail around the size of quarters and winds over 60 miles per hour. So get indoors and away from windows. Winterset and Patterson. You guys are also in the path of this very dangerous storm up here to the north. 1-inch hail, 60 mile per hour winds. Y'all take shelter as well. Looks like we're approaching $7,000 raised for the Y'all Squad. Thank you guys so much for contributing to our nonprofit organization. Once again, just a reminder, if a couple of y'all go over there and just pitch in $2, $3, maybe $5, we'll get over $10,000, and then I'll kick in $5,000 of my own. And we'll have $15,000 to potentially help the town of Essex and surrounding areas that were devastated tonight by a tornado. We don't have any imagery yet to show you, I don't think. But if we do, I will show you. Like these people need help for sure. By the way, if you guys didn't know, Y'allbot now automatically posts warnings to Twitter. So It's actually faster than the National Weather Service one. The official National Weather Service graphics that come out, this is about 30 seconds faster than that. But this is the first ever tornado emergency graphic that it's made. Did not expect that today. This was earlier today, about what was that? About two hours ago now. So this is some of the towns that are needing help right now were hit by this storm when it was at this phase here with the tornado emergency. Can you explain the weather intensity score? So the weather intensity score is a number. It's not based on a local area. It's based on the entire United States. How active is the weather right now across the United States? The higher the number, the more active. The lower the number, the less active. It's really that simple. What's the difference between 100 and 200? 200 is twice as active as 100. It sounds ridiculous, I know, but that's it. That's just it. Every tornado warning has a point value assigned to it, depending on how much population is included in the warning, how large of an area the warning encompasses. Does the warning interact with any interstates? Is there, how long from now does the warning expire? It's a very complex, thousands of lines long algorithm. And why? Good question. The fact of the matter is that it helps us here at the Weather House make a lot of decisions about what we're going to do. When do we go live? When do we make a video? When do we press this button? When do we do this? When do we let this person know about this? Blah, blah, blah. It's very helpful for us. What does it mean for you? I haven't figured that out yet, but I put it here on the stream just in case anybody needs it. You know what I mean? It's like, here's this weather intensity score. We worked really hard on this. It's an internal tool that we use. And I just, I want you to have it. I don't know what it's for though, for you. We'll figure that out together over time, I'm sure. Debbie says, is your weather radio better than the one from Walmart? No, they are the same. They're the same. Like, I sell the same one as Walmart sells. But and you don't have to get it from me. If you want to go pick it up from Walmart, I totally get it. But yeah, it would be helpful to our mission here if you got it from us. You know what I mean? But you don't have to. It's not that big of a deal. I just want you to get one. I think that it's important that everybody has one. Hey, Ryan, what's the difference between radar indicated and radar confirmed? Radar indicated tornado warnings are when the people at the National Weather Service look at this and they say, okay, this looks like it might be producing a tornado, which honestly, I'm surprised they haven't done that on this one. Like, Andy's got a y'all watch on this. This definitely looks like a storm that would warrant a radar indicated tornado warning. But like, it's not confirmable. You can't look at this and confirm that there's a tornado. However, sometimes you'll look at this and you'll switch over to the correlation coefficient, and right on top of that velocity couplet, you'll have a decreased area of correlation coefficient, meaning that there's stuff in the sky that shouldn't be there. It's different size than the stuff around it. So there's debris in the air. We have a tornado debris signature that's visible. And whenever those two things align, whenever you've got a velocity couplet and a correlation coefficient drop, tornado debris signature right on top of each other, a meteorologist at the National Weather Service can confirm that there's a tornado down even without seeing it. So that's what a radar confirmed tornado warning means. Looks like they just issued a special weather statement for Des Moines. Not a severe thunderstorm warning for Polk and Warren counties. So get ready for potentially 40-mile-per-hour winds and jawbreaker-sized hail. When will the black weather radio be back in stock? I don't know, Kenzie. Does anybody have any news on that? I don't know. I didn't know they was out. The white one is cheaper and it does essentially the same thing. The black one is way cooler though. It's more expensive. It's the one I've got. You know me. Yeah. You know, it is the better one. It's like the Cadillac of weather radios, right? But you know, you just need the Camry, and we've got those. Kenzie's saying it might be summertime before we get the big ones back in stock. But I honestly don't even think Walmart has those. Like those are actually kind of harder to find. They're on a national back order. Yeah. All right, yeah, go ahead, y'all bot.
Ryan, Matthew Brown sent in a super chat asking for any updates on the radar rollout and y'all calls. He also playfully added, "It's about time you let y'all bot speak."
No updates on that yet, but we are working on it. We are working on it. Let us cook. I promise. Like, there's so much stuff that we're working on. I almost don't want to talk about it because like it'll feel like we're teasing something that's never coming out. But like, yeah, we're working very hard on all that stuff, and all this is going to be publicly available soon. We just need to do it safely and in the right way, and in a way that's actually going to be useful for you guys. So we're working on it. I promise.
Ryan Crowney sent in a super chat. "You are the bee's knees covering this stuff, and I know, being a crow with knees."
All right. Thank you for that.
Ryan, Sarah Amschler dropped a super chat asking what software or app you're using.
This is my own thing. All right. It's not something that's publicly available. I call it Yaldar. But we're working with a company that is going to make it somewhat available to y'all, at least to some extent. Right now, this thing. I'm not a very good developer. I'm not a very good coder. I'm what you would call a vibe coder, right? I'm very much disorganized. I'm not a classically trained software engineer. I just have like an idea of like what I want the computer to do, and I just through grit and determination hammer the keyboard until it does it. It sometimes takes a very long time, and I would probably be better off just actually learning the correct way to go about it. But but what I've ended up here is like a very useful, very clean, nice looking piece of software that is really good for my live streams, but you would hate it because it's going to crash, it's going to bug out on you, and I'm never going to fix it. My customer service for my app would be terrible. But there's people out there that are better at that, and we're putting everything together for you, packaging it really nice, and we're gonna put it out there very soon. But these things take time.
Ryan, wow. Grumpy Codger just sent in an incredibly generous super chat. They say, I'd like some pie. Do you like pie? Here, have some pie. That is so awesome, Grumpy Codger. Thank you so much for that amazing support and the virtual pie. We really appreciate you.
Oh, man. Yeah, thank you for the pie. I like pie. It's all right.
Ryan, Jacob Faulkner sent in a super chat. He's an operator at the St. Louis Lambert Airport jet fuel facility and says watching you has kept them safe multiple times. That's incredible, especially with 3 million gallons of fuel there. Stay safe, Jacob.
Yeah, that is incredible. Thank you for tuning in, and I'm honored that you watch us, and hopefully we're doing a good job of keeping you updated and all that stuff. We'll probably be talking about that area tomorrow if we end up going live.
All right, Weather Maestro. The chat is really zeroing in on Knoxville, Iowa. Folks there are getting nervous about what's heading their way. We're also still seeing plenty of activity reports and questions from around the Des Moines area. Plus, a lot of debate trying to figure out just how big jawbreaker size hail actually is. Might need a Walmart size chart for that one.
A Walmart? What? Knoxville, Iowa. So a lot of people, is Knoxville, Iowa going to be the Clarksville of Iowa? Because I hear that one a lot as well. Knoxville, you guys are not really in the direct path of either of these storms right now, but I definitely do think you're going to see a storm tonight. It'll probably be several hours from now, just to be honest with you, before that storm gets there. So I think that the severe weather threat is going to continue to go down as the storms approach Knoxville, but you definitely want to have some way of getting alerts tonight just in case. I think the tornado threat is really going down for the most part, so that's good news. This storm down here near Arispe, however you say that, is probably the most likely one that could be producing a tornado right now, but it's not warned, so hopefully we don't get any more tornado warnings tonight. But if we do, we might see them near Murray or Osceola later, maybe around Sheraton. But the farther east these storms go, the less of a tornado threat that we will have. All right, we're up to $7,500 raised over at the y'allsquad.org. Can we get $2,500 more? Is that right? Yeah. If we cross 10,000, once again, I'm going to donate 5,000, and we're going to have $15,000 raised. And we're going to go help some people who need it after a surprise, very localized tornado outbreak tonight. Nobody saw this coming. Thankfully, we were live before the big tornado, and we were able to get the word out to as many people as possible. But obviously, we've had a lot of people who have lost their homes. There are people that are homeless right now that weren't even thinking about that possibility just 6 hours ago. Like, it wasn't even slightly on their mind. Then, boom, house destroyed, life changed forever. We can't fix that, right? But we can make a slight difference. We can make it slightly better for some people. And that's what we're going to try to do with the Y'all Squad. If you want to help us do that, go over to the y'allsquad.org. We've got other things planned with the Y'all Squad as well. As we continue to expand, we have warehouses across the United States. We've got one in Dallas, one in Atlanta, one in Iowa, one in Kentucky. We're going to continue to expand our operations there and make it faster and more efficient. We're also thinking, and tell me what you guys think about this, we're thinking about expanding in other ways as well. Towns that often get hit by tornadoes that have bad radar coverage. There's something that we can do. Maybe we invest in some tower cameras. Maybe we invest in some night vision PTZ tower cameras in areas that don't have very good radar coverage. Maybe there's a world one day where we even invest in our own radars that we can deploy into areas where there is not a lot of adequate coverage, because it's not looking like the government is going to be able to take care of those. You know what I'm saying? Like the funding and stuff like that. So like if there's a way that we can bridge that gap, that would be super awesome. And that's something that the Y'all Squad might try to take on in the future. But right now, our main focus, our immediate focus is being able to get supplies to people who have just lost everything. So once again, nonprofit organization, theyallsquad.org. If you want to go make a contribution, there's a link in the description. Considerable severe thunderstorm warning. Check it out. That's going to be for Clark, Ringgold, and Union counties in Iowa. So this is going to extend our severe weather threat a little bit farther into the future here, out towards Murray and just about to Osceola. So now you are under a severe thunderstorm warning in Clark, Ringgold, and Union counties. We got 1.5-inch hail and 70-mile-per-hour winds coming in. So get indoors and away from windows in Thayer, Murray, and Osceola. All right, let's get let's just cover up all the traffic cameras with traffic cameras around Des Moines. Yes, yeah, I got you. Des Moines, you're not under a severe thunderstorm warning, but there's a pretty strong storm hitting the southern part of town right now. Once again, we're going to stay on the air here until this clears the Des Moines area. But yeah, honestly, your storm isn't quite as strong as the one to the south, thankfully. But yeah, definitely lots of lightning, though, probably right now in Des Moines.
Ryan, Nick Jones sent in a super chat. If you ever needed a volunteer near the KC area, let me know.
Will do. That's something else that we're trying to figure out too, and something that we will let you know about as soon as we get that set up. What kinds of things do you donate to storm victims? We've honestly, like, it depends on what they ask for, right? 9 times out of 10, generators are a big thing. Bottled water, obviously, is a big thing. It depends on what we are responding to. Sometimes chainsaws is a big thing. But we've got warehouses that have a lot of supplies in them. But we also have these big 26-foot-long box trucks that we can leave halfway empty. And then as we're on our way to this town, we call the emergency managers, what do you need? And then we can stop at a distant Home Depot or whatever and get a pallet of whatever it is that they need and drop it off. Like, it's really set up to be very flexible and fast. So, there's not like a specific thing that we give to the storm victims. But tarps is something that is always asked for, generators and stuff like that. And by the way, that's just our immediate thing. Once we get down there and we start talking to people, we also build on top of that. We also have given people cars. The Y'all Squad has also put people in houses and given people a place to live for a significant period of time. We have given tens of thousands of dollars in cash to people who were overlooked by FEMA. We have given tens of thousands of dollars in cash to people whose insurance companies screwed them over. You know what I mean? We are just getting in there and we're being like, hey, like, what's up? What do you need? And if we can make it work, we do. And we can make more stuff work with more support, obviously. I hate having to ask. I wish that we didn't have to do this, but we go to these towns after every tornado, and it is definitely needed. Unfortunately, there's so many gaps in insurance, and FEMA and, all this other stuff, that what we're doing is making a huge difference. And we wouldn't be able to do it if I didn't sit here and say, please go over to the y'allsquad.org and consider making a tax-deductible contribution. If you're just now tuning in, we've got a severe thunderstorm warning for Murray. We got 1.5-inch hail and 70-mile-per-hour winds roaring into the greater Murray and Osceola area. We also have a severe thunderstorm warning now for areas east of Des Moines. So it literally just skipped right over Des Moines here. Even though, I think that this area should have been under a severe thunderstorm warning. I don't know what happened there. But now areas east of that near Runnels, Prairie City, Monroe, all the way up towards Kellogg. You guys are now under a severe thunderstorm warning as well, as we do have a significant wind and hail maker getting ready to come through. The severe weather threat is continuing to dwindle. That's why we're talking more about the Y'all Squad right now and answering the questions in chat and stuff. The tornado threat is definitely going down. Oh, you guys do Osceola over here. Okay. All right. It's different in every state. Oh, if you're just now tuning in, we continue to track severe storms across Iowa, and these are going to continue to be significant. I don't want to undermine the severity of these storms. It's not going to continue to be as much of a tornado situation, but like this thing that's coming out of Des Moines right now that's about to hit Runnels and Monroe, that is definitely going to be producing some hail. And it's going to be dangerous to be on the roads. Like, this is what it looks like out there. And it probably a lot worse than this in some areas. So I would do everything I can to not be on the roads tonight. Just be ready for hail and damaging winds from Carlisle all the way over to Monroe and Newton. But yeah, we're about done with this in Des Moines. And then it's going to be moving on off to the east. Let's take a look at tomorrow. Does anybody want to look at the forecast for tomorrow real quick? Because tomorrow we might be gathered here again together, talking about this big slight risk of severe weather from Michigan all the way down to Texas. We'll be on standby mode. We're not guaranteed to stream tomorrow. It doesn't look like it's going to be that bad, but it didn't today either. So you never know what's going to happen. But we do have a very, very small 5% area for tornadoes down here in Oklahoma and Texas. A very large 2% probability of tornadic activity from Chicago and Michigan all the way back down past St. Louis and Tulsa, Oklahoma City, Wichita Falls. And then we have a hatched risk of significant hail over here in Oklahoma and around Wichita Falls as well. And then on Saturday, we've got another slight risk of severe weather. It looks a little bit less intense. But Sunday, Easter Sunday looks interesting. I would say that if, the best chances of us doing another live stream over the next 3 days, Sunday's on top. It definitely looks like Sunday's going to be one of the bigger days. And unfortunately, this is right back down here in the mid-Mississippi River Valley where we really don't want to be talking about tornadoes anymore. But yeah, it looks like this will be a pretty significant severe weather day. And then if we want to take a look at the radar, once again, these storms tonight will continue to move east out of Iowa. They'll probably make it to Cedar Rapids by 3 a.m., so it'll be a while. And then there'll be some lingering storms that make it into Michigan. But once again, these are going to be very weak by the time they get to Chicago, for example. Storms will start to pick back up tomorrow afternoon around 5 or 6 p.m. And we might have some significant storms around Chicago around 9 p.m. And you can just see that storms will be popping up over a large area between Texas and Oklahoma between 6 p.m. and midnight tomorrow. And if any of those storms get very significant, we will be live. If we get tornado warnings, if we get a massive amount of severe thunderstorm warnings, we will hit that go live button. But man, this is going to be a prolific rain event, unfortunately, for portions of Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Missouri. I talked about this in today's video. I'll mention it again tomorrow. But it looks like another major flooding situation is unfolding.
Alrighty, Weather Commander. The chat is still buzzing like crazy about the light show over the metro. Lots of reports coming in about intense lightning and rain. Plus, folks are anxiously asking for any updates you might have on damage assessment back in Essex. Also, friendly heads up from the Iowa viewers. They seem pretty insistent that Osceola is pronounced more like Osceola.
Thank you for that. As far as damage in Essex goes, we haven't seen any imagery of it, as far as significant amount of photos and videos that we can actually show. But we are hearing reports on these scanners from the local fire departments and stuff of significant damage. There are houses destroyed. There are, there's a lot of damage. But I don't have anything to show you just yet. And I don't have any specific stories yet or numbers. There are some images from some damage closer to the Omaha area, but I can't actually show those because we've got to protect the copyright of the storm chasers that we don't have agreements with. Yeah, like even the damage up there closer to Omaha was pretty bad from what I'm seeing. And by the way, we still do have storm chasers out there too. Bryce Shelton is out there near Afton, which is a place that we were talking about earlier. Andy's Y'all Watch is going to expire here in a couple of minutes, but you guys are still in a very significant storm out here near Afton and Thayer and Murray and Osceola. This is the storm that's heading towards Osceola right now. It is packing 1.5-inch hail and 70-mile-per-hour winds. So this will be a damaging storm as it crosses Interstate 35 over the next 40 minutes or so. So we can probably put him in one and just keep the other two as... All right, Des Moines, you've got yourselves a severe thunderstorm warning now. So the round one apparently wasn't up to severe thunderstorm criteria, but now round two is. So, the southern side of Des Moines, including Avon, Easter Lake area, Somerset, Stock Ridge, Somerset, Spring Hill, Churchville, Norwalk, Lakewood, all you guys are now under a severe thunderstorm warning. We're expecting 1-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds over the next 22 minutes. Get indoors and away from windows.
Alrighty, Storm Commander, the chat's focus is definitely shifting towards tomorrow's severe threat across multiple states, though folks are still anxiously asking about potential Essex damage updates. Also, amid the usual check my specific blade of grass requests for various Iowa towns, at least one viewer wanted you to know Newton is apparently pronounced Newtown.
Newtown. Well, why didn't... Oh, wait. Is it spelled like Newtown? If so, I'm sorry. I totally dropped the ball on that. But if it's spelled like Newton and you say Newtown, I'm putting my foot down on that one. Oh, is that just y'all got that one wrong? Or, I don't know. Oh my goodness, looky here. Y'all squad. We did it. We did it. We're at $11,000 raised tonight. That means, Kenzie, go ahead and change that to $16,000. We've officially raised $16,000 together. I'm going to personally donate $5,000 to the Y'all Squad, and we are going to load up a big purple truck. Somebody send me a picture of one of our trucks so I can show these guys. Some of these people don't know what we're talking about. And we're going to go deliver some stuff to these people down here that need it. So seriously, guys, thank you. Thank you for helping us do that. If you are in one of these towns that have been hit, especially if you're a local official, police officer, fire department, somebody with some resources that can help guide us, tell us who needs what, feel free to reach out, and we'll whatever you need, we'll use whatever resources we have to get some help to you. Yeah, so this is our big purple truck is what I call it. We've got 4 of these bad boys. So we'll start loading one up tomorrow, and we'll head down to the Essex area. And once again, whatever you need, whatever we can figure out people need, tarps, chainsaws, whatever it is, we'll get that out there as quickly as possible. Thank you once again for going to the y'allsquad.org and making a contribution to our nonprofit. Major W to the Y'all Squad. Oh, here's a better view of that. Here's a better view of the big purple truck. Truck number 2 of 4 or something like that. I don't know. We should have put numbers on them. So if you're in Norwalk, you're probably getting in on a little bit of that hail right now. That's going to be moving into Greenbush, and Spring Hill and Somerset here soon. Also, Palmyra and Hartford. And looky here, we've got another weird situation. There are 2 Greenbushes in the Des Moines area here. Got one north of Spring Hill, one south of Palmyra. It's rare that you see that so close to each other. And also a Somerset and a Somerset. What in the world are you guys doing down here? But yeah, probably the more intense hail is happening right in this area. And that's going to move into Greenbush here soon. The Greenbush that's close to Spring Hill. Highway 163 is also about to get littered with hail over the next little bit too. Somebody in chat said it saves on road signs. I guess that's a good reason. Just name all the towns the same. Yes, we did. We reached the $10,000 goal. I've donated $5,000. Carly's writing the check. And we're now up to about $17,000 raised for the Y'all Squad today. Once again, thank you all so much for that. We are going to continue to have severe storms all night. Lots of people are asking about places like Iowa City, Cedar Rapids. There will be some storms tonight, but these are going to continue to weaken as they go off to east. The main threat that we're going to have tonight is hail and wind. Storms will kind of ramp back up a little bit tomorrow, and there's a chance that we'll go live tomorrow, but don't know for sure. We'll be in standby mode. If you want to hang out with me while we're in standby mode, a good way to do that is to join our Discord server. We're always just, hanging around in the weather lobby in there while we're waiting on storms to pop off. And once again, if you want to join our Discord server, there's a link going in the chat right now. Also, you can talk to Y'allbot in the Discord server. You can just chat with it now. Are there any volunteer opportunities open with the Y'all Squad? Not right now. So we don't have anything set up like that yet. We've been really focused on getting these warehouses set up and some other stuff. We haven't really been able to develop a organized way of doing volunteers just yet. That's a big undertaking, especially with the Y'all Squad. I know that the moment we open an official website and form that allows you to sign up to volunteer with us, we're going to have so many people that want to help, and we want to make sure that we're prepared to utilize you and like actually do really cool things with the Y'all Squad, and we're just not set up to do that right now. We're taking our time, and once we're ready, we'll do it right. But stay tuned, and I'll let you know. We'll have the Y'all-and-tier pipeline set up here very soon. I've yet to find something where we can't include the word y'all somehow. Like, it just works so well. All right, so the storm is now officially past Des Moines. All right, downtown Des Moines, you're good. Go to sleep. And in fact, everybody can go to sleep. These storms are going to be strong tonight, but you've had strong storms at night before where you have slept through them, okay? So you're fine. Just make sure you have a way of getting alerts. If you have a NOAA weather radio, that's a good way to do that. Backroom or Frank or Jared or somebody, can we get a reload on Y'allbot? And then Frank, do we have the redirect set up? If not, just let me know when we do. Okay, sweet. So here's what I'm going to do, y'all. I'm going to call it a night. I'm going to end the stream. The Wiz is below 40. I think this might be the first time we've ever been live and the weather intensity score is below 40. So I would love to sit here and talk, but we might have to go live again tomorrow. So let's get some rest. I'll have a video out for you early in the morning. I'm going to send you guys to Y'allbot. Y'allbot will continue to relay warnings for the rest of the night. Thank you for going to the y'allsquad.org and helping us reach our goal. Good night, y'all. Have fun with Y'allbot.